It is live, uncut, unedited. All right, all right. This is where we tell the truth
And
and
what?
shame the devil.
And you know what? One thing about it,
I love being black.
I what?
I love being black.
Build your self-esteem up. Trust me. Don't let nobody. Martin Luther King said, "If your back is bent, can't nobody ride it. If it ain't bent, can't nobody ride it." I tell you. All right, we had a wonderful night tonight. We're going to have another night tonight of talking about Paul Vallas and Brandon Johnson, our next mayor of the city of Chicago, a young man thriving, polling hard. They don't want to see no young black man, black image. Everybody act like they're afraid of Chicago. We've been afraid in the South and the West Side. I tell you, this is the truth. All right, people. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. I tell you, it's good to be living in the land of the living. I tell you, it's good to be living. Make sure you share this video, people. Appreciate you if you guys share this video. That do that. Again, if you're not a subscriber to my YouTube, make sure you go subscribe to my YouTube channel, Martin G. Johnson, One Faith, One Fold. For those of you, you know I'm on Facebook, Martin G. Johnson. Come and subscribe to me. Follow me. All right, Sheila Roberts. Rogers. I'm sorry. Good evening, Martin. I enjoyed the show. I really enjoyed it as well. I tell you, Louis Ramsey, what's going on? Miss Virginia Beasley, I see you. Live, uncut, unedited. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. That's in the raw form. Safari Matthew, what's going on? I see you. Patricia Robinson. How you doing? Make sure you guys share. Mr. Johnson, what's up, Mr. Johnson? I see you, Mr. Johnson. I see you, Mr. Johnson. I see you. Leslie Brown, I see you. So Willie Wilson is endorsing. Yes, he have already endorsed him. As long as he didn't have those black preachers standing behind him, I'm good with that. He can go on with that down south Mississippi, Alabama mentality. This is a new day. We're not singing, we shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. We're not singing that. We'll sing, lift every voice and sing to earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. I tell you, we'll sing that. I tell you, this is live, uncut, unedited. Somebody said no sound. I don't know about you. Everybody else hear me? I don't know why it's not no sound. I got my board working and everything on and live, uncut.
Tell the truth
and what?
And shame the devil.
Microphone is up. Check your internet connection. All right. Faye, check your internet connection. All right. Loud and clear. I can hear clearly. I can hear you loud and clear. That's right. I can hear you. All right. Tam, what's that? Forevermore. All right. Miss Stowers. Was that Diane Stowers? I think I'm pronouncing that right. All right, people. Listen, we ain't going back. We ain't gonna let nobody turn us around. We ain't going back. Paul Vallas, we're not going back to the 60s, bro. You think you're gonna lose those white supremacists, them good old boys off on us in these black communities? You got another thing coming. Trust me, another thing coming. It ain't gonna happen. Trust me, it's not gonna happen. And we know you're a Republican at heart. We know that. You ashamed of who you are. That's right. Johnson family in the building. What's going on, people? I hope y'all got a chance to watch the debate. And my goodness, it was a great debate. I believe both of them done great. Both of them. But as you know, Mr. Johnson tied Paul Vallas into the failures of the schools, tied him up to the pension plan, tied him up to the Republican Party, and to Ken Griffin. He tied him up. The same guy that funded the last Republican governor that ran for governor here in the city of Chicago, state in Illinois. I tell you, this live, uncut, unedited. Listen, they ain't got the real people. Listen, the real people ain't bought and sold. You better believe that. And see, let me explain something to you. God sends an earthquake. And when an earthquake comes, whatever's not solid foundation, it's going to shake it up, break it loose. And we need to know who's who. That's what we need to know. We need to know who's standing for self or who's standing for the race. That's what we need to know. Because y'all know it's going to come down to a racial thing. You know that. We know that Paul Vallas is low-key playing a race card. You know that. You know it. I tell you, listen, don't be mad at these get along, go along Negroes. Guess what? We just know who they are. They can take their free baskets, their free gift cards, and their gas cards and do whatever they want to do. It's not profiting the black community, no way. That money never hits our hand. People, you feed a man a fish. You feed a man a fish, you feed him for a day. But if you teach him how to fish, you'll feed him for a lifetime. I tell you. People rather give you something than teach you how to make some money, be self-sufficient. How long, people? How long are we going to be begging for crumbs falling from the white man's table? How long, people, we going to be standing in soup lines? How long we going to be standing in grocery lines and gas lines? We've always been a people was self-sufficient, self-sustaining. We've always been that people throughout history. I tell you, I love being black. I tell you, I love being black. I tell you, and I guarantee you, any black person that's supporting Paul Vallas, I guarantee he promised them something. Willie Wilson, I guarantee he probably promised Willie or Willie asked to be the deputy mayor. Watch and see, people. Watch. It's going to come out. It's going to come out. Did you notice when Willie Wilson was standing up there, who he was standing with? He was standing with Richard Boykins. Well, all the faith leaders that were supporting Willie Wilson. I told y'all I didn't lie. I told you who they're standing with. I told y'all. Listen, now y'all know where Willie really stand. Remember, he said he didn't want nothing. He was straight. He gonna donate his salary. But I guarantee you, Paul made a promise to him and he asked for something. I guarantee you that. All right. Oh, yeah, Willie Wilson. So he can take all his gas cards and put them up north side, put them up there. We good. We good. We going to get out there and vote. We going to mobilize. And listen, we don't just have black people in the campaign. It's white people, Asian people, Spanish people. Hey, it's a rainbow. For real. This is live, uncut, unedited, people. Y'all know who. Listen. White folks, all of a sudden, white folks, oh, I'm scared now. I'm scared. And they're tying up downtown. What about when they was tying up Inglewood and Roseland and Woodlawn and Chatham and Lawndale? What about when they was tying up them communities and the east side? What about when they was tying up those communities? Who was trying to do something? Listen, people. Excuse me. I'm getting excited. Never a man have ever promised black people something but Harold Washington. Here's a young man that made a promise, a vow, his first day, he gonna make young folks employ young people. Excuse me. His first day in the mayor's office. And you know and I know it's the majority of the young people that's doing the violent crime. but it's the ones with the suit and tie that's committing crime but never get caught. They committing crime with the pen. That's how they committing crime, with the pen and a piece of paper. But they not getting caught. George Blakemore said they like a rat that always get the cheese and get away. Come on, people. Y'all know what I'm talking about. This live, uncut, unedited, people. I'm not surprised that these go along Negroes. I tell you. We got a lot of them. We got a lot of Sambones. We got a lot of them. A lot of them people. I told y'all these people don't represent the black community. Listen, I keep trying to tell y'all people, y'all mean nothing. They're trying to look good. They're trying to look good in front of the people. They're not here to serve. They got their own self-interest in it. I tell you, people, their own self-interest. I tell you. I don't care who's with Paul Vallas. Brandon Johnson will win. Trust me. Listen, that goes to show you how powerful this young man is. They all got to team up with him to go against him. That goes to show you how powerful he is. If he was a weak man, y'all be saying, oh, Paul Vallas going to win it with easy. No problem. He ain't got a campaign. Man, listen, they're going to have to fight. They're going to fight. And we're not giving this city up like that. We're not giving up a power. And especially, we got a black politician that's promised to do something for the South and the West Side. People, my phone go. We promise. Listen, that's real, people. That is real. This is live, uncut, unedited, people. I need some callers. Come on, call in 872-299-0808. Come on, call in, callers. 872-299-0808. All right, 872-297. I tell you, people, this real. This is real. The debate was good tonight. It was good tonight.
On speakerphone. So
all right, people. All right. Somebody said Trump is running again. Yep. All right. Y'all know what's up with these people. Y'all listen. Y'all be the first one to talk about all these activists and y'all be giving them money. You know what they do. Y'all know what they do. You see, you ain't no dummy. You know who's standing with the black race. These people are looking to eat. They don't care nothing about these young boys dying on the street. Who care about black young men dying on the street? Tell me what one white man care about these young black men killing each other. They care about looting their business. That's what they care about. Coming in their business, getting robbed by the ATM and Brinks truck. That's what they care about. They don't care about crime on the South and West Side. Come on now, people. Y'all know what it is. Come on now. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Listen, these white people only vote for Paul Vallas because he's white. They know he's a Republican in heart. They know that. It's documented. They know that. They know it. They don't want to see Kim Fox or Lori Lightfoot. They don't want to see the black woman in power or a black man in power that ain't out here selling dope and all that, wearing suits and ties and changing policies. They're satisfied with the black community the way it is. As long as we selling dope in black communities, killing each other, carjacking each other, doing all these things, they're satisfied with. Just don't bring it on the north side. Just don't bring it in Beverly. Just don't bring it in Mount Greenwood. Don't bring it in Bridgeport. Don't bring it on the north side. Don't bring it on the Magnificent Mile. It's real, people. I love being black. I love being black. Ain't you tired of white people telling you what you should be mad and what you not should be mad at? Don't you have a mind of your own? Can you feel pain? Can you feel oppression? Can you feel the way they discriminate against us? Listen, we want the wealth to be distributed equally, not just for the North Side. Care nothing about us. Care about us. Care about us. Listen. People mad at me. People mad at me, right? Because I'm speaking up for Paul Vallas, for my people. I'm race first. White people.
I love being black.
I love these full lips and this broad nose and this kinky hair and this caramel complexion. I love it. I love everything about what God made me. There's not a shadow of doubt. I don't have no self-hate. None at all. How you gonna tell me how I should be, why I shouldn't be standing with my brother? My brother is a commissioner. My brother is smart. He's articulate. He's a married man and a God-fearing man. Why shouldn't I stand with him? And he's making us promise in our community. We don't want Paul Vallas just give money to the non-for-profit. That money don't trickle down. Come on, people. I love being black. I love benefit. Listen, don't nobody benefit from black on black crime but white people. Lawyers benefit from black on black crime. Judges benefit. Police benefit. The county jail benefit. Now, who runs all the white folks? Okay? The media benefits. The contractors that's selling the T-shirts and the socks and the underwear and the oodles and noodles and the candy bars and the magazines and the phone card. Now, who's benefiting from black on black crime, if you want to use that term, which is no such thing as that black on black crime, because crime don't have a color. Last I checked, crime don't have a color. Hello, somebody. Come on, talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. I'm going to put you right back in your place, Mr. White Supremacist. You ain't going to come on here and dictate nothing up on here and send no distraction and chaos. Everywhere you have gone in this world, you have committed genocide, confusion. Your record is your track record, your history. You are a 400-year enemy to a black man, and you still are an enemy to the black man. It ain't in you to do good. You tried, but it just ain't in you. I tell you, I love being black. Matter of fact, let me ask for some donations. Maybe some of my white supremacists will send me a donation. Go on, send me a donation. I need to pay my rent. I need some gas in my car. Could you help me out? Oh, you'll love that, boy. You'll never see. David said, I was young, but now I'm old. I never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed beg of bread. You won't see it, brother. Not in this life at all. I'm content. I'm not in love with Pharaoh's houses and lands and luxury jewelry and furs and material things. Job said it so clear. Naked I came and naked shall I return. Everything that you have, I have is only lent to me for a little while. And that's why I hold everything in life with a loose grip, because I know that any given moment, it can belong to somebody else. That includes your wife, your mother, your children, your car, your automobile, whatever. And anything that's left unprotected will be taken away. Let me say that again. Anything that's left unprotected will be taken away. And when God gives you something, you protect it. God gave me this mind. God gave me this knowledge, and I'm going to protect it. My goodness, glory to God. Glory to God. I tell you, God is. God is. I'm feeling good. 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 No, I'm not taking no anonymous calls. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If you can't call with your number showing, I'm not taking it. I'm sorry. Sorry, whoever you are. Whoever you are, call with your number showing. We're not doing that no more. This is live, uncut, unedited. Sorry, we're not doing that no more. We're not doing it. We're not taking no anonymous callers. If you can't show your number, you got my number, I'm not accepting you no more. That's out. We sticking to the rules that apply for anybody. This is live, uncut, unedited. You name me, you tell me Paul Vallas care about the violence on the south and west side. He care about what happened on the north side in Bridgeport, in the Magnificent Mile, and Greenwood and Mount Greenwood and Beverly. Come on now. Come on now. That's right, I'm voting for Johnson because he's black. That's right. And you vote for Paul Vallas because he's white. What's wrong with that? I'm not afraid to say that. That's right. Look at them the white supremacists on here. Y'all on the right place. I love entertaining you. You're in the right place. Y'all white folk don't care about no black man being shut down. Y'all parading. Y'all happy when a black man kill another black man. Matter of fact, you're the cause of these guns in our community. You're the cause because of these drugs in our community. You're the cause. You're the cause of these Planned Parenthoods in our community. You're the cause. Come on now. Somebody talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. How you going to tell me who don't give a care about blacks? I guarantee you don't know white people don't care about no blacks. I can guarantee you that. They've shown us 400 some years. They have shown us. They have shown us. They shooting us down like dogs in the street. The racist police. Here's a man from the fraternity order police gonna say that Laquan McDonald should have been shot 18 times instead of 16 times. You don't say nothing about, what about that white man, John Burge, who was a police commander, listen, every person that he tortured and lied on, put in prison was black. Y'all don't say nothing about that. And some of you black officers, you still living right now today. You turned a blind eye. And Mayor Daley, the young son, he was the state's attorney while it was going on. They knew it was going on. Why should we trust the police? You haven't given us nothing to trust. The police out here killing themselves. How they gonna help us and they out here killing themselves? Talk to me. Talk to me. All right, y'all can call in now. Call in with your number, 872-299-0808. Again, 872-297-6389. All right. I love being black. I love being black. Black love, black unity. I tell you. And listen, I'm glad that I know who's on our side and who's not. Point them out, shake them up. The earthquake is shaking, and we see people running for money. They're running for Pharaoh wealth. They running. I tell you, I love being black. Tiffany, one thing I noticed is why are you always attacking black women? Tiffany Wilson, why are you always attacking black women? That's what I don't understand about you. Now, I don't know, you call yourself mixed. I don't know if you ride with black people. I don't know what the deal is. But why are you always calling black women B-I-C-T-H? And in the last live, you call them hoes. Well, we don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. On here. Don't do that. If you can't respect these black women on here, don't call them out their name. Please don't do that. Listen, everything came from black. I think that's Marcus on my live. Everything. I'm a good hypocrite. I'm a good one too. That's why you on here watching me, because you want to know what black people thinking. You afraid to call in. Call in with your number, and I'm going to read you your rights. You racist. You're a racist. You're a hater of the race. You hate this beautiful black skin. You hate that you can't stand in the sun. You hate that you got to lie and cheat and steal and rob to get ahead. You hate it. You hate it. Go ahead, my caller, 0941. You're live, uncut, unedited. Go ahead, caller. Hold on, caller.
Racism is in their blood.
Go ahead, caller. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, caller. Go ahead, caller.
Racism is in their blood.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Go loud and clear. I'm sorry.
Racism is in their blood. They want to say we're racist, exposing them and calling them out.
Yeah.
But we didn't go and steal people from their land and call them niggas and throw them in the belly of a slave ship. We didn't rape their wives and daughters and sons in front of them and beat them while we raped their sons, daughters, and wives. All of what's going on in this world, they try to say we're the trouble race when they're the trouble race. Farrakhan told a reporter years ago that America can't say nothing about Nigeria. Because America been causing more hell on this earth since it's been in existence. We didn't drop a bomb. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I hear you loud and clear.
We didn't drop a bomb. We didn't drop a bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
No, we didn't.
The white man did that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We don't create viruses that wipes out nations of people. The white man does that. Some sick white man is in a lab right now trying to create a virus that will wipe us out. And every time they put a virus out there trying to wipe us out, it hits them hard. We survive. We are God's people. The sad part about it, Martin, is that some of us are trying so hard to please these people that we don't take the time to find out who we are. We hate each other. We hate each other so bad that we hate the way we look. We criticize the women for dressing sexy. We criticize the men for dressing sexy. We tell them that's not acceptable. That's not what professional black men and women look like. But ain't nothing wrong with looking sexy. That is what professional black men and women look like. We're afraid of our own beauty because we've been told that we are not good enough. Everything in this country, our grandfathers, our great-grandfathers and mothers, and we today have built. America wouldn't be America. Chicago wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for black people. All these major cities and even these small towns, black people laid the foundation. They come to us when a disaster hit. They want our preachers to pray for the nation. They come into our churches to receive votes. So I want to say this: any politician, if Paul Vallas is listening, any of these black, uppity, rich clowns can endorse.
I can't hear you, Marcus. You went out. Marcus, I can't hear you. I love being black.
I love being black.
I can't hear Marcus. Listen, let me just say something to these trolls, these hating trolls. Y'all mad because y'all game got busted. Y'all do not represent the black people. You represent your pocket, self-gain. That's what you represent. You're mad because you got exposed, people. And anybody know me, you can go back on my page 7, 8 years. I got a long track record, been on the front line, still on the front line. Documentation be conversation. Why you think ain't no one in your organization get on this live right now and have 130-something people on live right now listen to you? Nobody's paying attention to you. Nobody's paying attention to you unless you out here clowning, acting a fool. This is live, uncut, unedited, people. People line up to come to see me, to listen to me, what I got to say, because they know real, recognize real. I speak from the heart so you can feel it in the heart. Trust me. I got people all over the country tuning in to live, uncut, unedited, unscripted. We ain't taking no backdoor deals here. We're not in no backdoor meetings. We're not having no private meeting with Paul Vallas and see what he can do for our organization. We're not doing none of those things. We're not doing none of those things. How many of y'all black people out there right now in a backdoor meeting with Paul Vallas trying to get something? You hate that black brother so bad because he's articulate, he's educated, he's married, he's a family man and a God-fearing man. You hate him. You hate him. Marcus, can I hear now, Marcus? Go ahead. Live, uncut, unedited. You hate him. Paul Vallas, y'all know he ain't right. You know he's a racist. You know it. And he ain't gonna do nothing but tell you what you want to hear. See, listen, the scripture said, my sheep hear my voice, and a stranger they would not follow. Trust me, I'm not following a stranger at all. He's a stranger in my book, in my life. He's a foe, he's an enemy to the race. That's what he is. Go ahead, Marcus. They're selling their souls. We got a bunch of Judases on the live right now. What you want, Judas? You want 20 to 30 pieces of silver? What you gonna do with it? Go get that money right back to them and spend it. Come on, talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. This is live, uncut, unedited. They mad. Missouri. Listen, wherever you at on this live, check in. Let's show our naysayers that we looking from all over the country at this live. They on my page because they concerned about what I got to say. I don't have a lot of money. But guess what? I got something you ain't got. I got integrity. You don't have no integrity. Your word is no good with the people. Your word is nothing. You're known as a dealing wheeler, as a poverty hustler, as a activist, or politrickster. That's what you're known as. I love being black. I'm telling you, I love it. They mad tonight because a black man is speaking out. A black man have a blueprint for the city of Chicago. Not just for one race, for all of us. They're mad. They so used to getting everything and throwing us the crumbs. Not so. Hold it, not so fast. Not so fast. Not so fast. Not so fast. I love being black. This is real. This is real, people. Brandon Johnson is our choice. And we're going to show the world how black people get out. And all you traitors, we're going to group you up together and put you on a picture and say, look who traded the black race, the black community. Say that it was for the community. 1 minute, you're fighting and arguing with the police. Then the next minute, you're shaking hands with them. Pick a side. Pick a side. Pick a side. I love being black. Pick a side. I love it being black. That's why they on my page watching me. They watching me, people. They watching me. All right, let me get my phone back. My phone lines back up. They watching me, people. They mad because the man speaking truth to power. I ain't getting along to go along. I ain't got to be your friend. I ain't got to be your friend. Live, uncut, unedited. Call back in, Marcus. Call back in. I tell you. Call back in. Call back in. This is live, uncut, unedited. Hey, listen, white supremacists mad tonight. They want a Negro up there. How you gonna get up there and call yourself represent the black community and take the handcuffs off the police so they can hunt the criminals down like a rabbit? What kind of foolishness is that? And all these mamas crying all around the country, even here in Chicago, for their son being killed and gunned down like a dog, unjustifiably, shot in the back. Come on now. Have we forgot about the Black Panthers being slaughtered by the Chicago Police Department? Have we forgot about the Chicago Police Department shooting young men in the back of in the head, young men in the head, in the back, women in the back, Betty Jones, Rakia Boyd? Have we forgot? Come on now. This is live, uncut, unedited. Listen, people, that's why I tell you, stop giving your money away until these people are proven. You know what you say back in the day, everything that glitter ain't gold and all goodbyes ain't gone? Watch them. This is live, uncut, unedited. They mad at us. They mad tonight. Did you see those preachers standing with Willie Wilson? I seen zero. And even if they was there, they didn't show their face. What that tell you? That speaks volume. Thank you, preachers. Thank you, faith leaders. You know what's right. At the end of the day, naked we came and naked we shall return. That money that Willie Wilson have is only lent of him for a little while. For a little while. It's on borrowed time. We all are on borrowed time. Go ahead, Brother Marcus. I know you can hear me now. All right. Brother Marcus, go ahead. I don't know what the volume is. Hold on, Marcus. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Marcus. Yeah, go ahead now. Go ahead. I don't know what's wrong with the connects. Go ahead, Brother Marcus. I'm in here shouting. Go ahead.
I'm here. It got cut off on your other line.
Okay, go ahead. Try this line.
I got cut off on your other line.
Okay, come on with it, Marcus.
Yeah,
we on fire. Come on with it.
Yeah, I'm going to say it like this. That racism is in their blood.
Uh-huh.
Again, as I said before, we didn't rape people. We didn't drop bombs on their land and kill up women and children. They only care about their own kind. They believe in total dominance of the entire world. The sad part about it, some black people want to fit in with them so bad that they hate their own kind. They hate who they are. Should no black person have endorsed Paul Vallas? No black person. We've seen racism in this city. These are the same people who come from the people who got Fred Hampton killed. Fred Hampton was murdered by the Chicago police in cold blood, and the FBI in cold blood, in our face, and nothing was done. He never received justice. Emmett Till was killed, and the man who admitted to killing Emmett Till, what race, what real man would kill a little boy like that over a whistle, over an alleged whistle at a white woman? They had us so scared that our people would look down. They want to take us back to that era. Well, we're not going back to that era. So I don't care what black person endorses you, Paul Vallas. I don't vote like that. And I hope the rest of my people don't vote because somebody black endorsed you. That's not how we vote. They think we stupid enough that we're going to follow Willie Wilson. We need to start telling these activists and these so-called people who stand up for us, take your damn turkeys and toys. Screw you with your turkeys, coats, and toys. We don't want your turkeys and toys. We want resources where we can buy our own turkeys, coats, and toys. And quit putting your people on live who are homeless, who are down on their luck. If you're going to give somebody some free food, you ain't got to go Facebook Live. You're doing that because you want that grant money. Quit doing it, putting people on live who are down. You think they want the whole world to see who they is? Maybe they don't want somebody to know that they're hungry and they're starving and they need clothes. There are kids who got to go to school, and some of them kids see those kids' parents. Your mama was in a food line. They got to deal with that peer pressure.
Let me ask you a question, Marcus, too. Marcus, let me ask you a question. Why is it that wealthy Republicans is being flooding Paul Vallas' campaign with cash? Why is it? Shouldn't that tell you something? Shouldn't that tell you something?
They want the city back.
That's right. They want it.
They want the city
by any
back.
means necessary.
They
Listen,
want
the city ain't for sale. Sorry, white supremacy. Go ahead, Marcus. I'm sorry.
They know you're right. They want the city back, and why are these kids out here carjacking? Somebody's paying these kids to do this.
Yeah, they paying.
Somebody's paying these gangs to do this. Somebody rich is paying these people to do this. And the sad part about it, our people are being bought, allowing themselves to sell their own people out. Even the young people. When you kill another young person, you're doing the job of the Ku Klux Klan. You might as well join. You might as well take out an anonymous membership of the KKK, because you're doing what the KKK wants you to do. You're doing what the Nazis want you to do. You're doing what the skinheads want you to do. You're the inside attackers, and that's the worst type of attack. Making this music about dissing your own brothers and sisters, you're doing what they want you to do. And then doing drugs and getting high. It doesn't matter who's in their seat. They're not going to stop the crime. It's too far out of hand. Crime stops at home. It stops in the immediate household. Those are the only ones that can stop crime to a certain point. Not even they can stop it all the way, because it's in the individual's heart and mind to want to do that. So it doesn't matter. Just like you can't legislate a racist, you can pass a law, but you can't make a man love another man.
Say it,
I don't care what law you pass.
Say it, brother.
I ain't voting for him. I'm voting black. They voting white. I'm voting black. I've always believed that we should keep that seat black.
That's
because
it.
You know what? A black politician, a black man is fair. A black man ain't gonna sick the police on white kids.
Right. Not gonna do that.
He ain't gonna sick the police on black kids. He's not gonna sick the police. We are fair people. We can never be racist. We can be prejudiced, but we cannot be racist.
That's right.
And if we were racist, and if we are prejudiced towards you, it was manufactured by you. The police cry. They take pictures of them doing stuff in the community, helping the poor black kids. We know that there are good cops out there. There's plenty of them out there. But where are you, and where were you when that man pulled that gun on that little boy and shot him 16 times in the back? Let me not forget the kid in Inglewood, Michael Wesley, who was shot in the back, and it was alleged that people heard the police say, "Get that nigga." A 15-year-old boy shot in the back, dead. And these black, Martin, forgive me, these folks ain't black. They're not black. Black people work hard and stick together. They colored folks and they niggas. I know I'm not supposed to use that word, but that's what a black man asked me when I was working at Ogden Park. What's the difference between a black man, a nigga, and a colored person? And when he told me, it shocked me. He said, a black man gets up like you and go to work. A nigga don't want nothing, but don't want to see you have nothing. A colored person will sell his own person. sell his own people out and go along with the white folks. Yeah. And there's an old African proverb: a poor man that oppresses another poor man is like a sweeping rain that leaves no food behind for neither.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're seeing in this city.
Hey, Brother Marcus, let me ask you a question. Listen up, people. Now, don't mention no names. How many people in your head right now that you know that took backdoor deals? That you know. You ain't got to guess that you know right here in the city of Chicago that maybe took them once or twice.
It's in your face.
Thank you.
You don't see them no more.
Thank you.
It's in your face.
Thank you.
You don't see them no more. They're quiet now.
Yeah.
I ain't got to say no name. They're quiet.
I know it. That's it. Listen.
You don't hear them holler no more.
Ain't you tired of begging the white man for the crumbs that fall from his table? Are you tired of begging the white man, give me a job, master? Are you tired? Are you tired of being on the plantation? Oh, I know what it is. You don't feel safe because the white man, he's scared now and you scared. Now, how could the white man be scared of us and he own everything? How could he be scared?
The military.
Thank you.
He got a
You ain't got no military.
To take us out.
Come on now. This is live, uncut, unedited. Listen, why you think white folks come on my page? Because they know I speak truth to power and they want to know how black people think. I say what you think, black people. You're afraid to say it because you're afraid of your white bosses and your co-workers. But I'm going to tell you something. White people don't respect cowards. They do have no respect for cowards and snitches. Because they, guess what? If you do it to your own, they know you'll do it to them. Trust me. I get more respect from white people than some of y'all that go along with them all the time. And they know y'all ain't know you can't be trusted. You sell your people out for a butter biscuit, for crumbs. You in backdoor meetings. You hate yourself. You can't stand. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
It's funny that you said it. I used to work for the Museum of Science and Industry when I was much younger. And I challenged my racist white boss to having my Sundays off because I was active in the church. All the other black employees were scared to do it. She gonna fire you. She didn't fire me. I had me a good eating spot. She took me out of the employees cafe and put me in the big boss cafe. I was eating good. That's called, they respect you when you fight them. They don't respect you when you sit back and take the shit off of them that they throw at you. You ain't gonna get no respect. You're a threat to them. So they're gonna try to take care of you. They're gonna try to buy you. They're gonna pamper you because they don't want you to be a threat to them.
That's it. Let me just say this too. During the riots, I was seeing so many black people crying about downtown, crying about the business in the communities. Listen, every business that was burnt down or looted or riot, whatever you want to call, all that stuff can be replaced. Let me say that. Now, Marcus, you was with me. We was downtown doing the riots. We was videoing, documenting and everything. We was on we on the front line? We was on the front line. We was out there.
Yep.
We started on 87, right?
We was in the heat of the battle.
Yeah, we was on 87 first in the Dan Rand, right there in that mall area. You came over there, I was over there. Then we went downtown. Listen, let me just say this to y'all, people. Are we going to protect property or are we going to protect people? Which one? Which one? Listen, I got carjacked back in 1995, October the 1st. Marcus got carjacked last year. So being carjacked in the black community is nothing new. It's nothing new. We've been dealing with this issue. But like I tell y'all, we're dealing with a new breed of criminals, young criminals. They're going where the money is at. They're tired of robbing these people in these poor communities that's barely making from check to check to check. And like Marcus said, I know y'all rich people out there paying these young boys to steal these kids and these cars giving them $10,000, bring them into the chop shop. I know y'all doing it. No, you're doing it.
Because they own the insurance company.
Yes.
They own the insurance company. And your premiums go up. They own the insurance company. Another thing that you say they leaving out the community, it's nothing to burn. When a fire ain't got nothing to burn and it ain't been put out, it's gonna catch on to the next thing in its path.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So downtown is the next thing in its path. Because all the neighborhoods, all the hoods, ain't nothing to burn in the hood no more.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't nothing in the hood for them to want to rob. Yeah. Why would they want to rob people that ain't got nothing? They going where the big money is. During that time, weren't they in City Hall? We heard it over your scanner.
Mm-hmm.
They were breaking in City Hall. They broke into Walgreens right in front of us in the old state building.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we were in the heat of the battle. And anybody talking that we weren't, we was also in the heat of the battle at Mount Greenwood.
Yes, we was.
That was an ugly situation.
Where was you at, Thug?
They had to call in a bus.
Thank you. To get us up out of there.
All these tough.
Yeah.
All the tough drill rappers.
Yeah.
Who say, if you come on my block, we know how to deal with ops. Mm-hmm. Well, we put out a call for help. Yeah. Nobody came.
That's right. I'm race first. Anybody want to know what side I'm race first. I'm for my race first. I'm just like white people. They for their race. I'm just like Mexican people. They're for their race. And if you want to call me a prejudice, go ahead and call me. Listen, Asian people too. I love being, let me hold on. I love being black. Black love, black power, black unity, race first. I love being, let me play it again. I love being black. I love being black. I love being black. I love being black. Don't you? Woo! If it weren't for black people, some of you, hold on. Hold on, new caller. Hold on. Listen, if it weren't for black people in this country, some of y'all white people wouldn't even be rich. We the cotton of this country. We pick cotton. Now we are the cotton. You make money off of, you make money off our music. You make money off our entertainers. You make money off our athletes. You make money off us in jail and everything. What you got to talk about, caller? Caller, come on, turn your radio down. Let me hear what you got to say.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm going to speak on these people getting their cars stolen. You say they're taking them all to the chop shop.
Yeah.
They're not taking them all to the chop shop. My sister's car got stolen. They did stuff all in her car and everything. So then they found her car in an empty lot.
Okay.
So they're not taking all these cars that they're stealing.
Hold on, my dear sister. Hold on, dear sister. First of all, you're right. They're not taking all these cars to the car shop, but they're committing crimes in these cars. They're doing drive-bys in these cars.
They didn't even commit a crime in her car.
Hold on, sister. Hold on. That you know of. You don't know.
Okay.
You don't know, sister. You don't know. When somebody steals your car, you don't know what they've done in your car. They might have did a drive-by, just wasn't reported.
About my sister's
I'm just saying. I'm telling you, listen to me, sister. I'm the crime chaser. I study crime. It's just like our children. We don't know what our grown children, our teenagers doing when they are not around us. Now, we know at this time they're supposed to be at school. This time they're supposed to be at the daycare or after school program. Now, we have a schedule for them, but we don't know what they're doing when they're not in our sight. I just want to say this, sister, but go ahead and talk.
I understand that. But I'm just saying they stole her car. They drove it all around. She just went to court recently to fight tickets that they got with her car because they was riding through cameras and stuff. But don't just say that that they all taking them to chop shops. No, they stealing these cars and just riding around for no reason.
Sister, why you think people steal cars? Let me ask you a question.
They steal them for two reasons.
What?
Number one, like you said, take them to chop shops. And then number two, they just riding around them for no reason. I got another friend. They stole her car.
Mama.
Didn't even go in the trunk or nothing.
Mother, you left out something. They're committing crimes in these cars, too. Don't forget that.
Not all of them,
ma'am. I never said not all of them. You wait. Listen. I want you to listen real close on this show. Okay. I don't know who you are, but listen real close. We know all cars are not being sold to the chop shop. We know that. Number two, we know that some of these cars they do drive and joyride, but some of these cars they commit crime in these cars when they steal these cars. A lot of these shootings and these armored trucks and all that, those are stolen vehicles, ma'am. They stolen vehicles. That's what they are. That's all I'm saying. Hold on, brother. I got two in front of you. All right, come on, sister 2841. Come on.
Hey, Martin, I just wanted to call in about Paul Vallas.
Come on.
Before the runoff, I had went to one. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear loud and clear. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm here. Go ahead.
I wanted to speak on Paul Vallas. I wanted to speak on Paul Vallas.
Go ahead.
I went to one of his meetings before the runoff, and he was telling the people that he was going to get rid of Kim Fox and all of this, and he knows good and well he can't get rid of Kim Fox because she's a state employee.
Right.
She's not employed by the city of Chicago. And all the white people, they stood up and they was clapping, yeah. I was like, look at this. I can't believe this. He was just giving them all kind of, and his committee, his campaign manager, she looked like she just came off a trailer house. And I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. And they were just, and they was like, we're going to get rid of Kim Fox, and I'm going to run against her next year. And they talking about getting rid of all the black, a lot of stuff. I'm telling you. I told you. Was right there with him.
I told you. He doing the same tactic Trump did.
Yes.
He motivating the white racist people.
Yes.
That's exactly what he doing. And these black Uncle Tom or whatever you want to call them, they falling for it. Listen, let me play something for you real quick. Let me just say something. Hold on, callers.
Okay.
Let me play something for y'all because I see this is real. I'm gonna show y'all. This is the type of people listen. This is the type of people that he's manufacturing. These people don't care nothing about no black community. They greedy. They selfish. They don't care about our children. I'm finna show y'all right now. Let me pull this up real quick. Pull this up with y'all real quick. Pull the screen up for y'all. They don't care about our black people. Now, y'all hear this guy? I'm finna show y'all this guy right here. Hold on. I'm gonna show y'all this guy real quick. And I want y'all to. All right, let me play it. All right, hold on. That ain't what I want. Let me get it. Yeah, here it is, right here. Let me get this guy, cause this is real, people. I'm gonna play this white racist, white supremacist. That's what he is. Everybody knows he's a supremacist. All right. Somebody else go ahead and talk. Let 7838 while I find this. 7838, go ahead. Say something. Go ahead. 7838. Go ahead.
I wanted to say something.
Go ahead. Speak, my sister. Hello?
Oh, I wanted to say, I'm not going to name, I don't want to name any names, but some of these activists that went with Paul, you'll see them in brand new cars if Paul makes it in, brand new security cars, and they'll be the ones chasing us like rabbits. They will be the ones chasing us like rabbits. I'm not going to say a name, but that's going to be the one that's going to be beating our young men's butts, be running right behind Paul. Tell you what to know. You having Escalades instead of regular cars. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I know where you're going.
Come on.
I know where you're going. Listen, you ain't the only one see it. We all see it. It's about money. It ain't about black people.
The last time.
Yeah. It's about money.
I turned to that individual to ask for protection, and the individual told me, well, you can hire us for security. I was like, what? didn't have a crown when I first met you.
You are so disgusting.
Hold on.
You are so disgusting. You are an evil asshole. You gonna rot in hell for that shit. You gonna rot in hell for that shit. You just said that a 17-year-old boy should be shot 18 times.
You are racist.
You disgusting.
You just said not.
Yeah. Who you work for? What did you work for? You did you work for? I want you to just hear what. No, I want you to just hear what he just said first. Hear what he just said. I want you to hear what he just said first. What you just said? Tell her what you just said.
Ask me the question again, and I'll give you the answer.
Okay, I said, do you think that Laquan McDonald should have been shot 16 times?
Should have probably been shot more. He was a threat to the community.
So do you think that was okay?
No, I don't. That's what's beautiful.
That's what I'm saying.
These
are the say Jussie Smollett is innocent. I'm here to say you're only really here.
Before Laquan McDonald got killed, nobody gave a shit about him, and he was running the streets all buck wild.
Oh my God! Okay. So he deserved to be shot 16 times.
You know what? They should have shot him 18.
You are so disgusting.
I rest my case, people. I rest my case.
And people.
Let me turn it down.
People don't know about Paul Vallas. They need to do their research.
See, these young folks don't know nothing about him. See, I'm old school. I know about him. I'm old school.
Everybody better do their research because Paul Vallas, he's something else. Everybody needs to see what he did in Springfield. They need to see what he did. It's a lot about Paul Vallas. You better watch yourself. That's all I can say.
Yeah. All right. My next caller. Go ahead, my brother. Hold on.
My thing is, yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
Mark.
All right, go ahead.
My thing is, Mark, how the hell, excuse the language, how did he get our black leaders activists? He got Jamal Green, Tyrone Muhammad, Willie Wilson. He got everybody, Lori Lightfoot, to endorse him. So, once they do it, the city
brother,
kids, they gonna
brother. Let me say something to you, brother. Brother, let me say something to you, brother. Come on now. I'm 54 years old, brother. And some of these people, I wouldn't follow them across the street. I don't trust them no farther than I can see them. So don't let that discourage you, brother. Listen, every black person is not going to be on board. I'm just telling you. Let me just say this. Listen, let me just say this.
Well, Lori Lightfoot, look, and she... Okay, so...
Well, I'm saying, okay, let me just say this, brother. I can care less about them, whoever endorses them. Make sure you go there and vote for them. You know what I'm saying? Listen, bro, let me just tell you something, brother. Stick with people that represent the race.
Listen to Mark.
You know what I'm saying? Not the individual. Some people looking for individual success. See, what makes me so great, because I'm a servant. I'm serving the people, brother. I'm not looking out for me. I can sit in some of these backdoor meetings and get paid and get bought off if I choose to.
Yes, sir. I'm drunk.
That's just not me.
Yes, sir. Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Trust me, brother. That's not me. Listen, just about everybody you name, their word is no good. I'm going to let you pick your poison. I'm telling you. You got a lot of these people out here.
Hey, look, Martin, I've been following you real closely, man. So I'm just going. I've been paying attention to what you've been saying, bringing out his dirty laundry and everything. And I've been passing the word on to the kids out here, because the kids ain't going to do the homework.
No, you're doing right, brother. And brother, listen, let me tell y'all something. All you got to do is watch. Some of these people that y'all call up, they don't even got a job. How are they getting all this stuff? They don't have a hustle. Where are you acquiring all these things? Where you ain't got no work history? Where you getting these things from?
Yes, sir.
Are they just falling out the sky?
Somebody woke.
All of a sudden?
Somebody woke. Yes, sir.
Come on now, people. I don't care. None of them never speak to me, brother. None of them ain't never got to speak to me, brother. I love being black.
I love being black.
And I love black people. I'm telling you. But look at some of these people, man.
Hold up the show, man. Keep doing. Yeah.
Appreciate you, bro.
It's sad, Mark. It's sad, man. All right, Mark.
All right, appreciate you, bro. Yes, sir. All right. All right, caller, 7838.
Hi, Martin. This is your friend, Mamacita, Mexican friend.
Hey, Mamacita.
Remember me?
Yes, I remember you. Yes, I do.
How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Good.
Yeah. Hi, Martin.
Good.
Okay. I'm glad I spoke to you. I just want to let you know that I voted for Johnson.
Thank you.
Don't matter, like you said, race. We ain't talking about race.
Right.
Today I went to the police officer funeral. Just because I knew the guy from a long time ago.
Right.
But I noticed, I'm like, there's so many cops there. And I was wondering, where's all the cops? Is there so much crime going on?
See?
And the mayor was there, and all these political people was there trying to vote for me, vote for this. But like they said, the crime is never going to stop.
Listen, Mamacita, let me say.
And I hope I spoke. The reason I
Go ahead.
The reason I voted for Johnson was because I remember when I was young in high school, I was 18, 20 years old. I wanted Harold Washington to win. He won, which was something that I remember it was history at the time.
Let me say this to you, Mamacita.
And, I hope Johnson wins.
Yeah, let me say this to you, Mamacita. Let me just say this to you. And this is out of respect and out of love. Listen, anytime the Chicago police got a budget of $1.9 billion and they're not solving no crimes in your community, and you know they ain't solving none in my community.
Oh, no, they're not.
Some ain't right.
Well, let me tell you, but when that cop got killed there in my neighborhood, I saw hundreds of cops. But when somebody gets shot in your neighborhood or my neighborhood, you could call the cops. And when do they come? They don't care. I'm being honest. I have seen bodies sitting there uncovered. But when it comes to a cop, I'm not saying that's all no cops, we're all human.
And my heart goes out to, listen.
That's when they run.
Right. But my heart goes out to any Chicago police officer. And I've done their funeral. And I don't listen. I don't want to see one cop lose his life or her life. Or no citizen.
Yeah, because I tell my son, he's a father, he's a brother, they're human. They have a father to go to. They got a mother to go
to. That's right.
My mother's crying for him.
That's right.
Crying for him. And, we're all human.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And let me just say this too. Listen, and like I said earlier, I don't know if you was online, I got carjacked in the Black community, 1995, October the 1st. I never forget that.
Oh, yes, I remember that story you gave that time. Yes, I remember.
Yeah, back in 95. So this stuff.
I remember. I hear you.
This stuff that's going on. Listen, this stuff that's going on downtown and everywhere in the south suburb, it's been going on in our communities, in the brown and Black communities. And let me say this too, in no disrespect.
But they don't care.
They don't care. Listen. Our young men have been shooting and killing each other because they're in gangs and stuff like that. They don't care. As long as it's contained in these certain areas, they don't care. Now, all of a sudden, they scared now because these young people, young Black and brown people, and some white people, they're doing crimes. They're going where the money's at. They're tired of robbing people that live in check to check. Now, is that right, Martin? No, it's not right to rob nobody. But guess what? We're dealing with a different breed of young criminals now. They got behavior problems. They need mental health. They're using drugs. They're disobedient to their parents, and they don't want to go to school. This is what you get. And you make it easy for them to get guns. Now, listen, the guns are not made in the Mexican neighborhood. Guns ain't made in the Black neighborhood. Where they coming from? Come on now, people. Where are they coming from? Who are bringing these guns in these communities? Why is it that our young people can get a hold to every negative thing, but the things that will make them prosper and do well, it's so hard to get and grasp? But drugs, they can get it. Alcohol, they can get it. Tobacco, they can get it. Guns, they can get it. Stealing a car, they can get it. Robbing Brinks truck, they can do that. Looting, they can do that. Why is it so easily for that? Why? Ask yourself a question.
I hope the new mayor I hope the new mayor has some community mental health clinics, because we need all that in our community.
We need that.
Mental,
we need that.
Help with these young kids.
But you know what,
I remember in my days, in the 90s, we used to fight.
Yeah.
But we used to fight like whoever you were going to fight, We thought about, we used to hang around with the old lady, any type of people.
Right.
We used to be out there playing ball, double dutch, volleyball. We can't even do that no more.
Mm-hmm. And let me say this
like
too.
You said, because we need the old school.
Right. And let me just say this too. People, the police need mental health too, people. Don't forget that, because we have the highest. Mama C, did you know?
You said that.
Did you know we got the highest rate of suicide here in the city of Chicago with the police? Do you know that?
Yes, I remember you said that last night.
Right.
And I didn't get to hear that.
Yeah. And see, the police not going to tell you that. So the police, they need mental health too as well. They seeing too much. All this murder and this crime. They seeing too, and all this pressure that's put on them, working 14, 16 hours a day with no days off. Doing a Lollapalooza, the Taste Chicago, and Mother's Day and Father's Day and all that. They overwork. Anybody would explode. And what they're doing, they're taking a gun and turning it on their own self. Mental health, people.
Because they can't take it no more. It's a lot.
I know it. What I'm saying.
Well, now, you have a good day, Marty.
Thank you, Mama
nice
Cedar.
Talking to you.
Likewise.
I start working, but
thank you.
Nice talking.
All right. Likewise. All right.
Talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. What's up, Detroit? I hear you,
Martin,
Detroit.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. Go ahead. Ask a question.
Do we know if Jamar and Lori has definitely with Paul?
No, we don't know. No, we don't know. Jamar have not, to my knowledge, made an announcement. Lori have not made an announcement yet. So, okay. I mean, just, people just be talking, but it's okay. I'm still,
okay.
Listen, everybody have their own individual mind, no matter who it is. Like me, I might like a person, but that don't mean I'm gonna vote for them. I'm just saying, I'm not wasting my vote on nobody that I think that can't win, period. That's just me. I'm not gonna do it. That's just me, the way I think. But Lori have not publicly endorsed Paul Vallas, nor have Jamal Green, to my knowledge, at this point. I haven't heard anything. Now, who they gonna endorse, you have to ask them and wait till they make the announcement. I don't know. That's their private, whatever they want to do is whatever direction they go. It's all right with me, because I know where I stand. That old church saying, me and my house, we will serve the Lord. I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do. So I'm standing on it. I'm standing. Let me see what my Detroit.
Well, all I got to say, Martin.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
All I got to say, and I'm gonna get off, is Jesse and Willie. I guess they're gonna be with Paul, chasing us like rabbits. And that's all.
Now, what'd he say? Take a handcuff off the police, and so they can catch you criminal, hunt them down like a rabbit. And he really meant it. He don't see nothing wrong with that.
Hunt them down like rabbits. Him and Jesse gonna hunt us down like rabbits.
Okay, Detroit, come on, Detroit. I know you've been holding on patiently. Detroit, come on.
Oh yeah, I just want to say this to everybody. Don't attack me when I say this.
Go ahead. I'm quiet. Go ahead.
If y'all keep talking about it, I'm telling y'all who's selling us out. It's these black folks in these political positions, from the bench in the courtroom to the mayoral candidate, down to the city council men and women. They are selling the people out. They're selling us out. And it's our own people. I'm telling y'all, I'm going through something personal. And I'm telling you, ain't not one European in the mix. These are all Masons and Eastern Stars sitting on the bench. I'm telling y'all what I know. These folks, they know the truth about politics. And they got y'all participating in the game that they know that y'all never gonna win, never gonna get a right to. Our people are dirty. They're receiving what's called kickback, financial benefits for keeping us in the dark. They dirty. And this young man, Brandon, he might have very good intentions. And I got respect for him. But he just don't know the demons that he's finna play with. If he don't play right by the rules of them old heads in there, they gonna get him out of there. You gotta play by their rules. Those folks are dirty. I have no respect for a lot of brothers and sisters who are judges, lawyers, esquires, attorneys, councilmen and women. I have no respect for them. Because they know they playing a banking game on people. They know we haven't been educated. They know we have been denationalized. They know we're not standing in our correct political status. They're dirty. They sit up around these towns and have these secret meetings, knowing they selling us out, and got us running to the polls, voting for folks that they already appointed to speak already. They're dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep watching. I've been watching this and seeing this since I was a little girl, not understanding politics, running to the polls because traditionally that's what I was taught to do. I stopped that nonsense because I realized our people were selling us out. And the ones that speak up against them, they are assassinated. They're attacked. When you stand up when you stand up and defend yourself politically, those Masons and those Eastern Stars, they're gonna attack you. They're gonna attack you. They're dirty. Our people are dirty. I have no respect for them.
I got a question.
I know personally.
Okay. Okay, go
Personally.
ahead. Go ahead,
can
sister.
name them.
Hold on, sister. I
can name them. Okay. All of them.
Okay. I got another caller. Go ahead.
Are you right up in the light, sister? Because you speaking down on the Masons and Eastern Stars. I'm calling.
Let me tell you, organically, I'm an Eastern Star. Organically, we're Masons. However, what they've done, they took those titles and they privatized them and clubbed them and keeping our birthright a secret. And it's not right.
Okay.
They're doing us wrong. Okay. I'm telling you what I know personally.
Okay.
I know what I'm talking about. You know, it's just unfortunate when a lot of us don't have the information, we're misinformed. And those who had the information, they may appear to be more intelligent than us. But the only difference is we're just asking for the information. The majority of us. That's all. We're not unintelligent. We just don't have the truth. We haven't been told the truth. And once we find out the truth, we can take control. And they know it. But I don't like our people. I can't stand us. We arrogant. The ones that's in these positions, they're arrogant, they're belligerent, they're disrespectful, they look down on other folks they're the same kind. They know they're causing injury to the people, financial injury. They're bold.
Okay. Go ahead, Marcus. Let me hit Marcus. Marcus.
Well, I'm just tuning in. I'm just listening, but she's pretty much right. Some of these people are dirty. No matter how we try to fit in with them or blend in with them, they're dirty. I mean, you're dealing with the people that looked at us as being animals. And it was something on TV, I can't remember exactly, but in Louisville, the police department was under investigation, and the Department of Justice did the investigation, and they seen where they were referring to black people as monkeys and all of that. But let me tell you something. White people are always trying to call us monkeys, but monkeys have been running this country, and that's why this country is in the condition it is in right now.
Mm-hmm.
They put drugs in our neighborhood so that they can come in here and buy the drugs. They get high. White folks get high off of coffee. What you think coffee is? It's a drug to them. They created these drugs. They find things to get high off of. They had Lollapalooza ain't nothing but for rich white kids to go there and act crazy. I have done the cleanup behind it, and it's nasty. But if black people hear something like that, it would be all type of shootouts and fights orchestrated by this white supremacy society, because they want to say that black folks can't get together without killing each other, and that's not true. So yeah, they're dirty. And when we speak on it, we got to be racist. I'm not a racist. I'm a realist. And I have white friends. But I know at some point in time when it comes to them and us, they're going to side with white people stick together. We're the ones that don't stick together.
Yeah.
We're the ones that's not sticking together like you should.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let me just.
Can I say this too?
Yeah, before you say something, let me just say this too. I want to clarify. Jamal Green and Lori Lightfoot have not endorsed nobody. Let me just clear that up. I mean, a lot of people got on here and say he sold out. I'm not saying Jamal Green sold out. I want to clear that. I'm not saying Lori Lightfoot sold out. I want to clear that up. I didn't say it anyway, but I just want to clear, to my knowledge, Jamal Green and Lori Lightfoot have not endorsed no candidate. I want to put that clear in the air now, because people go back and say, Martin said, no, I didn't say that. And I just want to get that out in the clear. I put that's on the record. You heard that, Marcus, right? It's on the record.
Yeah, and I'm with the media. I would know.
Right.
I would have gotten an email, but
right.
I would have known, just like I knew about Willie Wilson right after I got off the phone with you this morning. I knew immediately that he endorsed Paul Vallas, and knew that he was going to endorse Paul Vallas based on what my editor was telling me before he even did it. And he did. He, oh boy. It's another thing Paul Vallas talking about doing.
Okay.
Erecting the statues. That in itself is going to set off Beirut up here.
He said what? What he's going to do?
Putting back up the statues.
Oh, yeah. We ain't talking about that. We ain't talking about that. Y'all know the racist statues that they had up in Grand Park and other little places. He talking about putting those back up. Oh, he cutting all types of deals.
It's going to be hell.
Yeah.
It's going to be a race war. Because it's white people that don't want them statues back up.
Yeah.
It's Italian people that don't want them statues back up.
Yeah.
He going to lose the city. They think Lori Lightfoot let the city go up. He going to lose this city. And them little white boys that want to beat up on black people, they're going to lose this war. Because you're dealing with a group of black people who ain't got nothing to lose no more.
Yeah.
They're not going to be saying, yes, sir, and looking. It's not going on no more. We tired of them. We tired of y'all assholes coming in here with these badges on, beating up our sons in front of us and telling us to go to F in the house.
Yeah.
You get the hell out of our neighborhood. We don't need you on our streets. How can you serve and protect us? And then you cry because you can't beat us. Go beat your own damn white teenagers up like you beat up our black teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
Go beat them up. Beat the hell out of them. Because if we go over there and do what you want to call in the National Guard, we're sick of it. I'm sorry, Martin, but I'm sick of seeing these tapes. I'm sick of seeing these cops get off. I'm sick of these cops getting on here taking pictures with black kids, talking about, see, we nice. That's bullshit. Most of you ain't nice. And we supposed to feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
It's hell in their own organization.
Wow, Marcus going hard.
They wasn't doing nothing in our community no way. Yeah, I'm sick of seeing these videotapes and then our people feeling sorry for them. I'm sorry. No, it's wrong for any cop to get killed. When a cop get killed, that's a threat to our society.
Yes, it is.
But it's even wrong when you have racist cops on the force and they out here beating up on innocent people. They are even a bigger threat to our society. And they're in our fire department, they're in our hospitals. But we ain't talking about how the hospitals are no damn good in our neighborhood. We got these no good ass hospitals, these killer hospitals in our neighborhoods. The healthcare by itself. But we go and we fight their wars. We sent them to the moon. We create a cure for diseases that they put out here. And it backfired on them. You killing our kids. You mad because you can't come in our neighborhood and kill our kids. Go beat your own damn white teenagers up. Call them scumbags and thugs. I don't know black kids walk up in no theater and start shooting up a damn theater or a mall because they couldn't take the car out for a drive. Let's keep it real.
Yeah. Hold on, Marcus. We got Dr. Sanders. Come on, Dr. Sanders. Dr. Sanders, go ahead.
No, Hey, I'm listening, Martin.
Marcus, hey boy, Marcus snapping out tonight. Marcus,
I don't have no.
Marcus snapping tonight.
You know, but it is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about Vallas is that he was janky with CPS. He really was. He's not going to help. He wants to pull African American history out of school.
Mm-hmm. African American history.
How about that? So there you go. And we only have so much, because we don't have the full entire African American history in the school, period. The little that we have, he want to yank it out. You know, they all want to talk about is modern American history, U.S. history, you know, the Boston Tea Party, you know, Benedict Arnold and all that other stupid stuff. So my whole thing is that we don't have all of African American history in our schools.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you look at when African American History Month come. We only give them 28 days with leap year, 29 days with leap year, 28 days to do what? To talk about a few people. He's not for our young people. He's not for our students. It's going to change the whole mechanism of even special ed, because cluster school and special ed get a lot of money for those students who are at that level. It's a lot. He's going to get rid of it. He don't like Black students. And this is why it's so important for a lot of the parents to be a part of the local school council, so you'll know what's going on. You're only still on the outside. You're not on the inside. So Paul Johnson, you arrest tail. You already got Brandon Johnson already in public schools. He knows what's going on. He told me the other night, he said, hang on in there for a minute. Just don't make a move yet. I'm like, yeah, okay. But my whole thing is, I know what's going on. And Paul Vallas is going to destroy it.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have our children in heart. He would never will. And when they get ready for shooting, he definitely, it's going to be harder on our people that may not even do that. They won't do nothing. They can be walking down the street, the police will put them over and arrest them or shoot them for no reason. And what's Paul Vallas going to do?
Mm-hmm.
We're in trouble.
Yeah. I got another caller. 6758.
Go ahead.
6758. Go ahead, caller.
How you doing? I am one of the advocates in the Inglewood area, and I just feel like, you know, all this stuff is a scam, because I go around, I look at these alleys. The city of Chicago sanitation is not doing their job. These alleys is nasty. I mean, I'm so glad that Lightfoot is gone, because she wasn't doing nothing for the community. She said that she was going to go when she became the mayor. She said that she was going to, you know, it was for all communities, Inglewood, Roseland, everywhere. She never did nothing since she's been in office for 4 years. But she did everything for downtown, you know. And I knew that she was going to be gone. You know, the killing. Paul Vallas was the CEO, superintendent for the public schools in 2000. He didn't really do nothing for the public schools. What are you gonna do as mayor? Let me say this. We need a mayor that's gonna be for everybody. You know, not just for the whites, not for, you know, for everybody. Inglewood, Roseland, everywhere. These mayors is getting into these positions, these aldermen. Let me talk about these aldermen. These aldermen in these wards, they not doing their jobs. They not cleaning up these streets. Look at all these abandoned buildings around here. They want to charge you $1,000, $2,000 in the hood where you get shot at. What about affordable housing? Where's that at? What they gonna talk about that? I feel like they should have gave. I just feel like this. They should have gave Jamal Green the chance to you know, something new. He's young, but he has a vision. He know what to do. One thing I liked about Jamal when he said that he's going to get rid of ComEd because they taking our money. They charging us a lot of money for electricity.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm on Social Security.
Well, I don't
And
know.
it's like,
Can I say
who?
Go ahead, Marcus. Hold on, sister. Let Marcus say something. Go ahead. You want to respond to that? Go ahead, Marcus.
Let me respond to you about the why the alderman ain't doing nothing, why stuff ain't getting done in the alleys. I'm from Inglewood myself. I used to work for Ogden Park, the Park District, just to lay it down to you real quick. The people.
You probably ain't you the supervisor?
No, I'm not the supervisor. I used to live in Inglewood. I took pictures of the football team. I was their cameraman, but I also worked in Ogden Park. But I'm not the supervisor. David, I believe, is the supervisor up there. Let me explain something to you. These aldermen hire their friends and family in these jobs. They're lazy and don't want to do their job. Just because they're black don't mean they care about the neighborhood. Now, when I worked at Ogden Park, I cleaned the outside of Ogden Park up where they put me out there to fail. I was one laborer. It took 7 people to clean that park. I did it by myself and clean it up spotless because I felt that black people should come into a clean park. They shouldn't come into a park where the kids are falling on needles. They shouldn't come into a park where the won't smell like piss when you walk in the door. But you have a lot of black people who working in these positions that shouldn't have these jobs because they don't want them in the first place. The problem is they don't hire people from the community. They're hiring their friends and family, and their friends and family feel alderman is they, family members. They ain't got to do jack shit. I'm gonna keep it real with you. That's why the alleys look the way it look. But the people in the neighborhood, in all our neighborhoods, we got to clean up our own alley, and maybe take the city hall or to the alderman's house and drop it on their lawn. And here you go. Now call a dump truck.
And I just feel like this. I feel like, and I feel like this, right? And I'm just giving you a vision of, what I feel like what the community needs. I know I could probably, be a spokesperson for the Inglewood, but I just feel like this. I get up every day. I live in Inglewood around 69th and Ashland. I stay in that area right there. I've been there for 10 years, okay? I just feel like this. We are getting to, when I applaud this guy right now that's on this land that goes takes the I feel like he should get paid for what he do. He risked his life, and I give credit when credit is due because we need somebody that's going to document the crime. The mayor and the superintendent, they was trying to cover it up. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like this, right? Just get what I'm saying, y'all. Every candidate that ran for mayor, okay, we are the voice. We are the one to make these people who they are today. First of all, we as young people, they don't go out there and vote. That's what makes me so mad. Y'all want to complain about who y'all want to be in the office, but y'all need to go. The 18-year-olds, the young ones, if y'all want to change, go out there and vote. Back in the days, you couldn't go out there and vote. They gave us a chance to vote. But what I'm saying to you guys, we cannot elect no one that cannot help us. Why should we get killed in the city of Chicago standing on a bus stop or standing in the store? Why should I get a bullet through my head and my life is just gone because of the virus? If you telling me that y'all don't have no program or where you can have like police is standing at these dangerous areas, you see the police where everything is when you got shot. It's getting so ridiculous, y'all, that you don't want to come out your house because of the, and it's like
Jamal Green on the line.
Jamal
Green, that's what I want to speak to because first of all, I feel like Jamal Green should be the
hold on. First of all, hold on. Jamal got to call in if he want to talk. He know how to call in. So,
I'm in right now.
Right.
I'm
okay.
in.
Okay. So don't be screaming out people's names.
Okay. Hold on. Before hold on. Let me say this. Jamal Green he's from Inglewood area. Okay. I've been reading, I've been seeing a lot of stuff, and I was so shocked that a young man like Jamal Green did that. You have to have courage. This man had a vision. Jamal is very intelligent. he was calling all them people out for what they was doing, and I believe that it was true. I think Jamal, if they would have gave Jamal a chance to become the mayor for this election right here, I would see the difference because Jamal knows what the community wants. I think Inglewood would have been a changed community if Jamal, but we as people, young people, don't want to go out there and vote. If we would have came up and had everybody that's 18 years old, that's young, and went out there and voted for Jamal, because they tired of the politicians because they not doing nothing. They not doing it. Jamal is not a politician. Jamal know what the community wants. And I'm just so tired of this system, you know, cheating people that really want to do something for the community.
All right, now let Jamal talk.
And that's all I want to say, Jamal. I just want to say you did a good job.
Let him talk.
Well, first,
go ahead, Jamal.
Thank you. First of all, thank you so much. I appreciate your support. Let me also say, you know, they don't want somebody like me, and the reason is because I'm always, you know, keep it real, because I'm from the streets, right? And that's all I know how to do. I'm not a politician. And the reality is a lot of our problem, big time, is that we want to eat our own people. And we have to do better with, you know, it's too many people throughout the neighborhood who, you know, want to be against each other when we all need to be working together, especially those folks who are from the communities who understand the problems, because we are nothing if we are not together. Now, the reality is that white people have chosen your mayor. Both of the last two candidates right now, 90% of both of their votes were from white people in this city. Yeah. So I want you to understand that the voices of the most vulnerable communities is not choosing a mayor, because we have the lowest voter turnout because people are tired of these politicians, so they don't want to vote. Some people don't feel like it's going to affect their tangible lives, you know, give them tangible results in their lives right now, so they don't vote. Yeah. And so we're in a bad position. And the reality of the situation is that we have to move forward with an agenda and stop, you know, talking about, you know, identity politics or whatever else they use to move forward, you know, a candidate. So the question, I know there was a question that is posed on this show, Crime Chaser, that, you know, who won
right.
The debate.
But listen, before you get started, I cleared it up. I said, now I'm not saying it, but to my knowledge, he have not endorsed no candidate, to my knowledge. So I made that clear.
No, I haven't endorsed nobody. Okay. I have not endorsed anybody.
That's all I want to know. I cleared my name. I have
not endorsed anybody.
Okay, I cleared my name. So I didn't say that bad no way, but I just want to get that clear.
Oh, okay, now what about the super?
Hold on, sister.
What about the superintendent? Why he leave?
Sister, hold on. Let Brother J-Mal talk. Go ahead.
Let me say this. Okay, I have not endorsed anybody. I'm not endorsed anybody. I am not enthused to endorse.
Okay, come on, Jamal. Come on, Jamal.
That's why it's taken me a long time, and it's very hard. I've had several meetings with both candidates. Both of them have come to my home over the last few days to meet with me. So, you know, I've had several meetings with them since. It is a very hard decision. Why?
It is.
Because, you know, while I want Brandon Johnson to be, as a black man, as somebody who, you know, understands, you know, really the oppression and the systems that really oppress black men of this city, you know, I want Brandon Johnson to be that person, right? But he has a lot of problems, and he's very disconnected from our neighborhoods, and he doesn't really understand our plight, right? And then on another hand, you have Paul Vallas, who, you know, has a lot of pro-police stances, obviously, that I don't agree with. So, you know, you just have bad things on both sides.
Well, let me ask you a question,
It's a very hard decision. And
J-Mal, hold on.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, I'm listening. Do you think Paul Vallas understand our plight? He disconnected from us too. Black people I'm talking about.
I didn't say he did either. Both of them don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, both of them don't. They don't understand the plight of the neighborhoods, right? Because they've never really, served or lived these experiences. And so the problem is that even if you become mayor, you don't really know who to appoint from these neighborhoods because you've never worked or been in these neighborhoods in the first place. So you're now at we've had this many times with mayors like Lori Lightfoot who didn't have anybody in the administration that represented the people in the neighborhood. So there was a disconnect. So that means that the resources were never getting back to communities because you don't even know how to even connect to these communities because you don't have a connection to the streets or to the neighborhood. So that's a huge problem, and we might have that problem again for another 4 years. This is why we have to engage our people, engage young people for the next election, because if we don't, we're going to keep allowing the North Side to decide our mayor.
Yeah, and they get all the money. Yes.
Sister, hold on, sister. Let J-Mal talk.
J-Mal, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead, Marcus. Go ahead.
Can I ask you a question, J-Mal? So right now, with all this going on, we need to be grooming somebody that's going to be aggressive enough for the next election coming up in the next 4 years to give whoever win that seat that don't do right by us in these communities, because I'm from Inglewood myself, you know that.
Right, right.
And I'm struggling, you know that. So I know the struggle. And we need to be grooming somebody. Because I came up during the Harold Washington era. And I'm going to be honest, I had to force myself to go out and vote. Because you have to motivate people, because our young people have been told that their vote don't count by certain organizations. It ain't worth you voting. And so they have adopted that mindset that they don't care. Well, if I vote, it ain't nothing gonna change. And then we've been sold broken promises by people who said, if you vote for me, I'll set you free. And we put them in office because they're black, and they worse than the white ones. So
like Lord Lightfoot. That is my biggest problem with these two. But let me say this, Marcus, I'm groomed, all right? And I'm groomed by the people. And the reality of the situation is we need to start to really start engaging people so that we can have a higher turnout in the next election. The reality is the city.
Yeah, Jamal, and I'll with you,
ma'am, come on, hold up now, sister.
Go ahead. They know me.
Yeah, go ahead, Jamal.
Well, they know me. You know, I have citywide name recognition. They understand that, you know, I'm the youngest person in politics that has a base that I have, right? But the only bad part is that 18 to 45 don't vote. And so if we are continuing to allow 75-year-olds to decide every election, we're never going to get change. So that's the problem. The problem is that we are only allowing 55 and over 65% of the votes was 55 and over. So that means that 18 and 45 are not turning out at all. We got almost 400,000 registered voters that are 25 to 34. Just think about that, almost 400,000. We can't even get 100,000 of them to vote. Not even a fourth. Just from 25 to 34, not even including the 18 to 24. Not even including the 34 to 45. So if we don't start to really cultivate that 18 to 45, we'll never get a leader that speaks for the people, and they're going to continue to decide our elections on the North Side.
Let me say this, Jamal. Now, I was hoping, let me say this, hold on. I was hoping that you can motivate that base. I know we talked about it. Young people don't vote like they should. And I was hoping by you being the youngest candidate was in the race that I said, well, maybe he can pull it off and motivate the young people to get out and vote. It just didn't, they didn't come out and do it. I was hoping, that's what I was really hoping for you to do. I was hoping that you were able to pull it, you know.
Because he needed more help. Like people, I'm telling you, I've been looking at Jamal promotion for his I think he did a good job. Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's not a matter if he did a good job.
Here's the thing. The thing is
hold on. Go ahead, Jamal. Go ahead. I ain't a good job. Go ahead.
the thing is we did a good job really grabbing young people's attention. The problem was getting them to go and vote, right? We had millions and millions of views on every social media platform. We had their attention. We obviously know if young people voted, I would have won this election resoundingly. But it's about getting them to go and vote, which is a problem. And I think one of the things that we need to do is we got to move forward a bill, just like other states have. They have online voting, right? That's one thing we need to have. Another thing is we need public financing of campaigns, because what happens is that I get drowned out by the money from the special interests and the powers that be, when everyone should have the amount of resources that they need to run a campaign effectively. So that way, they're spending $2-3 million on TV only trying to get to the singers, whereas I'm spending my money on the streets and I'm using social media to really get folks out, right? And so we need public financing of campaigns, and we need online voting.
Well, one positive I could, let me say that, I'll let you talk, Mark. One positive thing I can say out of this, that you did give some young people hope that they can run for political office. You did give them that hope. And you said at the table with a lot of giants, a lot of giants. I mean, those are political giants that had a big bag. And you didn't have much as they did. Yeah. Some of them, they had a bag. They had a bag because they had a lot of special interest support. So that means a lot too for us. But if you run again, I hope that you can motivate that base, because I told you in private that if you can get 40% of them young people to vote, you can win it. You know what I'm saying? You can be just like you said.
Hey, even 20% would have won it. That's the thing. It's a lot. We have the numbers. We got 500,000 18 to 34 registered voter. 500,000. Now, if Paul Vallas probably got 100-some thousand. Brandon got 100-some thousand. So if we had 500,000, 18 to 34, even with 100,000 of them that voted, it'll, would have changed the whole landscape of the election. So, we really got to cultivate that base and make sure that people, get engaged. Listen, let me say this. I know policy and government back and forth, right? And I always talked about when they said, "Oh, you were young." Use my track record, right? We just made the largest bank in the world give $1 billion to the South and West Sides, right? When businesses were looted, we got them open with $250,000 within a week. All the things we've done in the communities with young people, actually being on the grounds and doing the things for people. But the problem is the people that are in these conditions that I mostly help are the ones who usually don't vote. Same as they say with Willie Wilson, right? Like, he give away all that gas. Most of the people who take that gas don't even vote. So it's just one of those things that people are really in survival mode in these neighborhoods, and because they don't believe in a political system, they'll take a giveaway, but it's not going to motivate them to go and vote. That's why the education is so important, to get them to understand how this vote can impact your life. And until we do that, we're going to be in real trouble.
All right. I agree with that. Marcus, did you want to say something? Marcus?
Yeah, I just want to say that, number one, these young people need to be educated. Don't just wait till they get 18. Go into the schools and start teaching them. Because when I was coming up, they came into the schools and they was teaching us. I was in 4th grade when Harold Washington was running for mayor. We motivated our parents to get out to go vote. So, to put him in office. That's the story they don't tell in the history books. But we were there. Yep. Get these kids geeked up like they would a basketball game. They know more about LeBron James than they knew about Jamal Green or any of the candidates that was running for mayor. Get these little kids geeked up, and they're going to push their parents and their big brothers and sisters out to go vote, because there are people who have told these kids in these different religious organizations that your vote don't count, that look like us. And they've adopted that mindset that if they go vote, ain't nothing going to change no way. So if they vote, we could have had a young man in City Hall right now.
Yeah. And
we need somebody up there that's going to represent all neighborhoods.
Brother Marcus, let me say this to you and Jamal. Now, I want to ask Jamal, you more political than I am. You know more about this stuff than I do. Now, we have, 400,000 registered black voters, right? So my point is, how many of those voters really live in the city of Chicago? Because Chicago, a lot of people leave in Chicago, J-Mal. They leaving. It ain't like when they leave and they go just unregistered. They leaving.
Yeah.
So a lot of those people, a lot of those registered voters are not in the city of Chicago no more. What do you have to say about that?
Right. That's the truth.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that are, and there's also a large group of people that aren't registered, right? And so, that can fill that gap too. We have the numbers, there's no doubt about it. It's just the fact that we're not using those numbers because people are not turning out. I mean, we got 32% turnout for the whole city. So that's it's about 1.6 million registered voters in total. And only 560,000 turned out, right? So, we're not even getting a third of the registered voters. Plus, we have a few 100,000 that's not registered at all. So the numbers are there. We just really got to start putting money into cultivating and educating and getting folks, to the polls. I did this for a reason, I knew that, it was always an uphill battle, right? As the youngest candidate ever, as somebody who their demographic don't vote, right? But it was a statement so that we can really get people prepared and get people to understand how important it is for young people to take these seats. There are a lot of young people in these neighborhoods who deserve these positions, who deserve to be directing resources. And instead of these politicians who are in these seats now, people who really give a damn about the neighborhoods. And these young people need to start taking the seats. I see some young people on the page now. We got to stop being critical and fighting each other. And we got to start working together because there are going to be dozens of open seats in this state over the next 4 years. And we need the right young people to start getting in place to make sure that they're taking care of these neighborhoods and not allow the machine to keep putting in who they want. So we just got to get prepared for real. I mean, it's time.
All right. I got to ask you a personal question. Who you think won that battle today?
Yep.
That debate. You can say I follow you on Twitter, so I was listening to you on Twitter. So you ain't got to say it if you don't want to say it. It's cool. It's cool.
It's rough, man.
But you know what?
Listen,
both of them did well.
I'm gonna be honest.
Go ahead.
I got to be honest.
Go ahead.
No, they didn't. Listen, neither one of them was top tier. But, the reality is that Brandon is going to have to sharpen up his skills, and I told him this is, today, when I talked to him, and he called me, I said, like, you have to really get brushed up on the policies and on what's going on in these neighborhoods, because when you are speaking, you need to connect with people. What are you saying to the South and West Side to make them believe in you and what you're doing? And Paul is already seasoned, right? Paul is seasoned. He knows this back and forth. He's a policy wonk, right? So to go up against him, you have to be ready to say the right things and have the right policies to show that you are as prepared as he is, even more prepared. And that's what I really want to see in Brandon that I didn't see. And one of those moments that I looked at the debate and was like, I wish I was battling Paul, because I can go back and forth with him on policy and how it's going to actually affect and trickle down to the neighborhoods. That's what I really wanted to see with, Brandon.
Well, let me just say this. Personally, I listened to Paul, and Paul, what I got from him, knowing his track record, but what I got from him is the police. He made promises and promises and promises, man. Listen. The first thing that I hear, I'm on the ground, so I hear people talking. Well, if Paul get in, we're going back to the 60s. That's the first thing I hear black people say. So then also I hear black people say, well, he's going to stop crime. It's two things that I hear in the black community. I'm just being honest. He's going to stop crime. And I always tell them, Paul and Brandon together ain't going to stop crime. That's $1 billion industry. Trust me. Nobody's going to stop. You can reduce crime, but you're not going to stop. As long as you have the South and West Side starving of resources and different things like that, you're gonna have neighborhoods full of crime. And like you said, I learned from you, crime is proximity. It's right there. Normally people, but right now,
proximity violence.
Now we're dealing with new breed of young people that's going downtown. I'm noticing they're going where the money's at.
And going everywhere.
I'm 54 years old. And when we was into the street life, we were afraid to go downtown and do something like that. You just didn't do that downtown. When you downtown, it was like a neutral, and you're on your best behavior. But now, I'm like, my God, what got into these young folks? But go ahead. That's what I had wanted to say. I just mean honest. Yeah.
You know, as an analyst, right? Because they, the news gonna be having me analyzing for the election for the last couple of weeks. Now, my thing is what needs to happen with both candidates, right, is the pathway to victory is who can pivot the best to make sure that they're reaching a group that they usually don't reach. And that's why I said I'm pushing on Brandon to do so. Paul, what he's doing, he maybe talk about police, but then now he's moving to talking about the root causes, right? So now he's like, oh, it's the root cause, because he know he can't win with the pro-police crowd. So he's going to the middle like, hey, y'all, we're going to tackle the root causes. We're going to open up the school. We're going to hire young people, stuff like that. Brandon's going to have to pivot a little bit too, right? And he's going to have to reach a demographic that usually he wouldn't reach. And he got to take down some of his little tax plans, because a lot of folks who make a little money get scared of the tax plans, So they both have to really start massaging themselves to win this race. It is honestly going to be close. I've looked at certain polls. I've looked at certain numbers. It's going to be a close race, Martin. And I'm just haven't decided on which way, because I'm not 100% on either one. So, I made that clear, right? I'm not even 75%
well,
on either one.
They called you a sellout on here. They called you out on here. They said, Jamal Green sold the community out. Yeah, well, I'm glad you came on.
Listen, I would never. Let me make this clear. Okay. Let me make this clear. Then I'll let you speak now. I would never. I've never and will never, sell out people out. And at the end of the day, it's just not in my blood. The reality is, even if I made a decision that some people may not like, I'm going to always have data and a policy plan on what that makes sense. If I endorse Brandon, I'm going to tell you I'm endorsing him under these pretenses. If I endorse Paul, I'm going to tell you I'm endorsing him under these pretenses. Not as, no one can buy me. I got my own everything, right? But it's about who really can make sure that these communities who have been historically disinvested from get the resources that deserve, and who's willing to. I wrote an article in the Tribune, and I want people to go to my page. They can go read that article, and it talks about. I wrote an article in Tribune that says that the next mayor must refund the communities, and it said the ending of it said that I'm looking for a mayor that has 3 bones: the wishbone, the jawbone, and the backbone. The wishbone is for all of these great ideas that we can come up with. My idea like the public bank and the redevelopment authority and city-owned grocery stores, all these different ideas. The jawbone is about who can get out there and eloquently say it and put it on the platform and talk about why it's great. But the most important bone is the backbone. And if you don't have a backbone, then none of this stuff can get done, because you can say what you want to say during campaign season, but if you're not willing to go up against the powers that be, take down certain systems, rebuild new ones, then you cannot be the mayor for me. And we got to have somebody that has the backbone who's going to fight the powers that be to get things done.
Okay, Doc, go ahead, Doc. Doc wanted to say something. Go ahead, Doc, since. Doc.
I've heard everything, and yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Go ahead.
I heard what Marcus said about grooming, but let me say this. I come from J. Daly era, so that means I've been here before anybody was born. I have an attitude of learning how people are. When you talk about learning the community, if I reach out to you and I want to have a discussion with you, don't blow me off. Because I'm going to have a negative thought about you, meaning that you're only talking about what we're saying out here in public, but you don't want to get to know the people. All of anybody that wants to run for any office, I'm going to tell you this: be a people person and learn how to listen and understand the people that have been here longer than anybody, whether they're young, middle-aged. My oldest child is 37 years old, and he still has to listen. Listen to the community with your heart. Don't be bought out. Don't be a sellout. Come around all the time, not every 4 years. Make it your business to know the people that you never met. Don't think because you ain't met nobody, oh, they ain't nothing, they ain't riding on nothing. Because I hear a lot of talking. But when I reach out to you, open your mouth and say, well, hold on, let me hear what they got to say. Because we come back from that old school and we'll back you. See, old money pays the bills. Young money blow it. That's the rule of thumb of old school. Know how old school ran in order to be able to know how to do new school development. And that goes
well, you can't use ageism.
No, we're not talking about that. That's not what I'm talking about. I want you to listen to what I'm saying. A lot of
he
the
raises
older
3
mothers
children.
don't
He
mind.
raises 3 children with his partner.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about
in Chicago.
That's not what I'm talking
Felicia,
about. That's not what I'm talking about.
Let him talk. J. Maul can speak for us. He's a grown man. He can speak for himself.
What I'm saying
Very
is
intelligent.
that this
Go
ain't
ahead.
got nothing to do with him. No one is taking that from him. I say in general, if you heard me earlier, I said any young person. It could be Daffy Duck's daughter. Who cares? Learn how to communicate with all people and listen to what we have seen. And then take into what you want to do and progress. That's all it is to it. It's communicating with your people, all areas, no matter what age they are. I'm 56. I'll be 57 in a few months. I still listen to older people that are 70 and 80 because they can impart things into me, and then I can make the decision how I want to utilize that. It's called wisdom.
Yep.
That's all it is. It's called wisdom. So you don't just, because they're younger, no. Because when you go back, it ain't just start with one person. You got to know this city. You got to know how Chicago was established, how Chicago was developed, how the lineage. The longest people that have held office was the Daley administration, Richard J. and his son.
And they
his son bailed them out the city. And they were prejudiced. Yes, they were. I can talk about the Daleys. My uncle Clarence McLean worked for the Daley Act. He didn't work for a whole lot of folks. I didn't see the people down there. I know exactly what's going on. But when you want to run, come around all the time. That's all we're saying. Come around all the time.
Can I say something real quick on that? And she's exactly right. And the thing is, we also got to keep in mind is that this is a large city, right? And so there is a lot of circles, a lot of organizations, a lot of independents. We got to do better with starting to bring people together so that we can actually start to get to know each other better during the off years. And I think that's important. Number two is, when she talk about wisdom, that's so important, right? My mentor, Mama Josie Childs, who literally just died in the last couple of weeks. She's the head of the Harold Washington Legacy Committee. And my mentor for years now, really talking about, the time at that moment, right? Years ago, and all of just the fact that we know Harold as the first Black mayor and all these great things, but we don't know who he was as a person, right? He's an alcoholic. He got all these different problems that he had to come through and overcome, right? And really just learning about, all of the different phases of the politicians over the years. And I think that, it's so important to me that I always keep elder counsel. So I have a lot of elder counsel that I've always had over the years, which is why, I'm where I am today. Number three, when I talk about this race, let me say this to Martin, that people got to understand. We got to have people, we can't be emotional about these decisions, right? We got to be transactional, especially when we are dealing with the tale of two evils here. And I'm not saying that one is evil or the other, but I think both of them have different bad things about them, right, that I can list off. The most important thing is making sure that our communities get what it deserves. And the only way to do that is there are going to be some people who want to go to both sides, right? Because if we all, right now, Paul looks like he has the best chance of winning. If we all go, we all hate Paul, right? I can be the activist and go out there and be like, Paul is this, Paul is that. and everybody can do that. But when he get in office, we're going to be fighting him for 4 years because nobody went and opened that door, right? So, you know, I don't get mad at certain people for going to one side or the other, because if this side don't win and that side wins, we need somebody to be able to open up the door to be like, hey, I know they ain't support you, but these things still need to happen. We have to play the game and make sure that we get the resources. I transitioned with Lori Lightfoot and helped her as she got in, right? It wasn't even a year later before we was fighting and we wasn't friends no more, right? So I understand the inside and outside and how personalities can work when they get into these seats. The agenda is what's important. So we got to back up off the emotion and say, what is the agenda that both of these candidates need to commit to? What is the agenda that, Paul and Brandon is going to commit to? And then how do we have people on both sides that are going to hold each one of them accountable? And I think that's what's most important for us to do.
Well, you know,
and I'm not saying that I'm supporting. I haven't made my endorsement. I honestly haven't made my mind up yet. I've spoken to both candidates literally every day since the election. It is a hard thing for me. Both of them came over my house this past weekend, and we had long conversations. It is not the easiest decision, and I really would probably rather stay out and just allow them to run their race. But most importantly, we have to get ready for the next 4 years so that the white constituents of the city, who's middle class, you got to think both these candidates were decided by white middle class people who do not live in these neighborhoods that are really starving. They all probably make at least 75, 80,000 or higher, that both elected both of these people. We have to do our work in our community so that we can start to put people up that'll have some power.
Right. Well, you know what my point is. Go ahead, Robert. Go ahead, Marcus. Go ahead.
I just want to give some advice. Maybe this will help you out. Coming from me, I don't know. But in my opinion, I want to ask you, do you have to endorse somebody? If not, don't endorse nobody.
Here's the thing. I don't have to endorse anybody, right? And I'm not going to let either side bully me one way or another. Is it smart if I want to make a move that will ensure that a certain gets met? Possibly, right? So it's just a whole bunch of things that you have to think about. I'm not thinking about the noise, right? Of if I go with Brandon and all these other people, there's black people on Paul's side that'll hate me, right? Or if I go with Paul, then there's gonna be black people that hate me too, So I'm not thinking about the noise. I'm more thinking about, really making sure that our voice is heard. And if that is going to be heard without me being involved, I'm great with that. If I do need to be involved, then I have to make some tough decisions.
Right.
And I'm gonna give you another little slogan that you let's put our differences aside and let's work together to build a better city for the future of our children. I mean,
that's what's important.
Work with it.
Yeah, well,
you can work with that.
Let me just say this, Brother Marcus and Jamal. What my thing is,
and Martin, let me just say real quick. I'm sorry, Martin.
Go ahead.
People gonna hate me regardless, right? I'm just gonna say that people gonna hate me regardless, and the black people are taught to hate each other. So you got to know, I've been an organizer for many years, right? There's no activist or organizer that can say they've got more results for the communities than me, right? When you talk about the financial results that we've got for billions of dollars. But the thing is that you got to understand that I'm fighting for a damage. We damage, right? And we have a lot of foundational problems. A lot of things been passed down. So I don't look at our people for, that criticize me, hate me as a way, to, use that in some negative light. I know that we are damaged people. The best thing that I do is make sure that we got an agenda that can help the next generation that's coming up so that they don't deal with or go through the same traumas we've went through, and why those traumas are still picking us apart and dividing us and making us fight against each other. Go ahead, Martin.
Okay, I forgot what I'm saying. I forgot what I'm gonna say. Liz, let me just say this. I can say this now.
Well, Jamal, let me.
Go ahead, Doc.
Go ahead, because I forgot what I was going to say anyway. Go ahead, Doc.
I wanted to ask Jamal this. Jamal, why won't you? Let me ask you something. Would it be a problem for you to meet with or over here in Woodlawn in my area? I'm under Jeanette Taylor. If you came and you started a program to teach your generation and younger, those who would understand the systematic. See, we come from the ways of what happened in yesteryear, and we still learn from that. But a lot of the people, as Marcus said, when I learned about politics, I learned it at a very young age. But I learned it in Catholic school, although I'm not Catholic. So the thing of it is that I learned about politics, but then I became actively involved in the 80s with Mike Madigan and Philip Rock, which many of folks don't know about them. So my whole thing is when I used to be downtown over on State Street, that's when I became involved for those people who don't know. So the thing of it is that a lot of the young people in this time right now don't understand that system. Now, when my uncle was working with Harold Washington during his time of election, and he switched over and went to Tricky Vicky, as we call him, Victor Podoliak, I was against that because I knew how they work, how they operated, and I was sneaking the Podoliak side. It's the truth. So a lot of young people don't know about the candidates. They don't know how. Being an election judge, I've watched young people come in and sit at the table, and they like, I have no clue. So what I did, I took out my tablet, and I said, here is a list of the candidates. Now, technically, you're not supposed to, promote, one particular candidate. I said, no, read these people, just like they do in the judge. When we get ready to vote for all them judges, I remember Judge Washington, who would throw somebody in jail or a parking ticket down at the Daily Center. I just seen people them do it. They don't know who these people are. They don't know who these a lot of these older persons are. They don't know them. So is there a way you can get a center donated to you if you have a legal 501c3 to teach the young people to come into the classes or the curriculum, or better yet, with CPS? Can you do that?
100%. So here's another thing that people don't understand. That we do have a center that's currently being built in the city, right? Which is why I also have to be careful of the decisions that I make. We have Garrett Morgan, which is a former school building. Many folks know. It has got the support of the governor, the speaker of the Black Caucus. The only halt was Lori Lightfoot because I was running against her. So we're about to build an 80,000 square foot community center in Gresham. So, at the end of the day, 100%, you're right. We need to have, real education throughout the neighborhood so that we can start teaching that. And I do that, already, right, to all of my young guys and folks in my neighborhood and folks throughout the city. We have to make sure that, and I brought a lot of them on a campaign trail so that they can see firsthand, right, what's going on and how it goes. When I was 18, I was a put the guns down ambassador for the city. My political father was Ken Bennett. He was the deputy mayor. So I was able to be in City Hall, right, at 18. I didn't know a lot of, how City Hall worked or the different job titles and how resources, happen. I was able to really be, actually be thrusted in these environments as a young guy, and then pay attention and figures and fight the political figures, right, from the outside to be able to really learn how government works. So my political father was deputy mayor, transitioned and was a senior advisor for Lori Lightfoot her first year. And I traveled with Bernie Sanders national level as his spokesman, both times he ran for president. So I was engaged with politics, how I learned it. But young people need to be engaged with it as well as taught it. And that's what we're definitely going to do. That's important.
Okay. Listen.
Garrett Morgan School, the one that was closed. Is that what you're going to use that one?
Say that one more time.
The Garrett Morgan School that's over on Kerford.
Yes, that was right. That's the one that
was going to use.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Let me listen. I'm gonna take a few more questions. I'm gonna get out of here. Few more callers, real quick. Y'all got to make it real brief because I gotta go. I've been on Jimmy Alden. He just wanted to defend himself. I'm glad he came on here. 217 area code. Come on.
I didn't even know they were saying anything.
Yeah,
yes, they did. I didn't even know they were saying
anything. Oh man, they called you a sellout, boy. They called you a sellout. They said you went with Paul Vallas.
I didn't know they were saying anything.
Yes, they did.
Listen.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay.
I ain't supported nobody. And
that's what I told them. But I made that announcement.
The only people that hate me are the people that is mad that I'm where I am. But I really want them to get as far. You know.
Let me say this. I put it on the record. I said, Marcus, I'm going to put it on the record. To my knowledge, I have not known J. Maul to support anybody at this point, or Lori. So I did say that. But
I'm not supporting nobody.
Right, no. Okay. All right, 5197. Come on, real quick. 5197. Real quick. Caller, 5197. They stung because J Ball on here. They scared to talk now. You done got these people intimidated. All right, 43.
Oh, I'm still on here.
Well, come on. You want to say something real quick? Got J Ball on here real quick.
Yeah, real quick. I know that, Lightfoot took office May 2019. Many people had already lost their jobs, had lost so many opportunities. And I even voted for Lightfoot. And what rubbed me the wrong way was that the promises that she put on the front end, she did not uphold to them on the back end. I'm not trying to go into a long story, but what I'm just trying to learn from the past and making these political decisions as a voter was that she said, about investing in the South and West Side and things of that nature. But there are emails coming in that, this program has been rescinded. Or, she put out a program called the Shy Blocker where we bid on RFPs to purchase land, and that program is essentially going to be rescinded. So all the promises that she made to the Black community that I voted for her, that I've made telephone calls for, has been taken back, in an email. And that made me feel betrayed because all through her office position, she got the Black vote by these promises, by talking about being raised by, a father that, worked hard and all these things. And one of the things that connected me to Jamal Green was that he was on the campaign floor. He was working with Christopher Watts. I even personally myself have picked up food from one of his food drives that, he hosted. And, these were the things that everyone that talks about, you have to connect with the people. Everybody that was in this food line, I did not see a lot of people that was getting something from him that wanted to walk up and see what he was about. We pulled up in our cars and, we hopped out. We said, hey, he had his bus out there, his mascot. He was available and people were going to get the things that they wanted. And then they went back to their car and left. So it's a contradictory statement to say, we want a politician involved. Well, we got to get involved. If the politician is voting, we got to get involved. I mean, Jamal, you was right there on 83rd at the Save-A-Lot parking lot?
Mm-hmm.
Parking lot it was a parking lot full of people. How many people walked up to you to figure out what were your views or get a pamphlet or understand what you were trying to do? In the community, and I love my community. I love my people, but we're always pinning our leaders onto this heavy weight, and we're not checking ourselves. We're not checking ourselves.
Right.
Yep.
I'm listening.
No, I was gonna say you're right. You're right, and that's kind of what I was saying earlier. Right? Is that I don't blame my people. Because we have a lot of damage and trauma in our neighborhoods, and a lot of folks are living in survival mode. And so I don't blame my people for not being as involved as I want them to be. We got to find other ways to really get them involved and engaged.
Mm-hmm.
That they go through, like a lot of folks are, barely even have a home, barely got anything to eat, which is why when we do our grocery giveaways every week, that we got lines of people that's getting groceries because, you know, food access is hard. People don't even have grocery stores near. You know, there's a lot of basic rights that people are missing, but we want them to go and vote, right? We tell these people who are literally starving, homeless, you know, barely making ends meet to go and vote. And they be like, vote, man, I don't even know how I'm going to eat today. And so there's a lot of things that has to be addressed. And that's why I don't really blame my people. The best that I do is educate as much as I can and try to get those folks to really understand how the positions of power can affect their lives if we band together, because it's not going to happen with just a few of us, right? Obviously, you know, I beat out 3 elected officials. I got a lot of votes, but it's not enough, right, to win because not enough of us are engaged. So now the white community were able to put in their 2 top picks. So we just got a lot of work to do to really cultivate the people for the next 4 years.
All right. Let me go to the next caller.
I appreciate that. My last question.
Felicia.
You said you got 100,000 people.
Felicia. Yeah, I gave you something. You talked for 5 minutes. Now you got something to say. Let somebody else get something in. We got a line of bank people. You know, okay, let somebody. I'll try to squeeze you back in. 0069. 0069.
I'm right here.
Go ahead. What do you want to say?
Jamal, can you hear me? Okay. I've been working with the Board of Elections as a judge and as an election coordinator since I was in high school. This past election, was my birthday, and I turned into my mid-50s. So that should give you an idea of how long I've been working with the Board of Elections. And one thing that I've heard, which is a massive contradiction, is I constantly hear people saying that the young generations don't know the system, when in actuality, that's incorrect. They do know the system. It's not that they don't know the system, it's that they're despondent with the system, because a lot of them have seen the system that their older siblings, their parents and grandparents went through, and here now they're asked to vote, but they haven't seen any changes or improvements with the system. So they're saying, why should I go through the same rat race that my parents went through and I'm not seeing improvements? And also a lot of people have stated that, oh, well, we're in a time where, you know, the mayors are not doing this and the other, but a lot of older people don't know the system. I talk to older people every single time we have an election, and a lot of them do not know about the difference between what the mayor does and what the city council does. They do not. So they'll blame things on a mayor that should be blamed on their alderman. They then turn around and vote those same aldermen in repeatedly. I live in Roseland. I'm out here with Anthony Beale. And since before Anthony Beale got in office, I remember when Shaw was in office. On 115th and Michigan, there's a big, huge open lot that used to be a plaza. I've seen 50 million signs go up there. This was going to be an Aldi's. It's going to be a neighborhood Walmart. Nothing came to that area, and that vacant lot has been sitting there for well over 25 years. And Anthony Beale, which is the alderman in this ward, will put, whenever he runs, will put up beautiful posters and billboards about what he has done in Pullman. He will talk about what he's done on Doty Road. He'll talk about Walmart. He'll talk about the Culvers and everything he did down the hill. But in fact, Roseland is also part of his ward, and Roseland has been almost virtually unchanged since Shaw has been in office. But the same older people who say that they know the system are still voting him in because of familiarity. They vote for him because they don't know the newer candidate, and they keep voting the old candidates in until either they no longer want to run for the office or they die in the office. So anybody who's saying, oh, the younger generations need to learn the system, a lot of the older generations don't know it no better than the younger ones. And the younger ones, in actuality, do know the system. They're just despondent with the system, and they want to see the system change first.
Okay, brother. All right. You want to respond to that, Jay? Jamal, you want to respond to that if you?
No, I mean, he said what he said.
Okay, that's cool.
For sure. I got like 2 minutes though. You got any more calls? You got one more call?
I got one more call, and that's it. 8714. Come on, that's your last call. Yeah, that's it. 8714. Come on.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Hey, Jamal. I'm not sure if you know who this is, but it is Erica Danton. You gonna hang up now? But yeah, I just wanted to call in real quick just to clear up some things because obviously there's been a lot of discussion around you and different things. And first, I want to start out by saying something positive. Like, I actually believe that you have the potential to do some amazing things in this city. That's why I came to support you, but I came from the perspective of an organizer because I'm an organizer. And I do youth organizing, like the young lady who spoke about earlier about educating youth. I do political education with middle schoolers to high schoolers, all the way up to college, as well as older folks. So that's absolutely needed. But when I came to you, the reason I came to you when you started running this time is because I knew you would not be able to be successful unless you had a true movement behind you. The things you were saying you wanted to accomplish needed a movement. Fortunately, a lot of the actual movement on the ground have a lot of personal issues with you, the run-ins with you. And I know these things personally. So I was like, you know what? I want to bridge some of this. He's young, give him a chance. And I was really trying to set up those conversations to mediate that. That is why I reached out to you. But the problem was I started to notice some of the things that they had issues with, I brought to you. And a lot of that is centered around the fact that the movement does not feel like they can join along with you because it's almost like sometimes you make it like you're the movement. And it causes a problem with coalition building because there's not a lot of space for other people's gifts to be highlighted and other people's stories and other people's faces. And it really kind of breaks that ability to get beyond that small silo of people who just like super, super fans of Jamal Green. And it turns into a cult of personality more than a movement. And so I was trying to bring that to you. And then I literally said to you, Jamal, if you notice, I said, Jamal, I said the scripture, he who exalts himself shall be humble. He who humbles himself shall be exalted. I told you about your big old face on the side of the bus instead of a picture of the people. I told you about all that. And then the next day, you had a puppet that looked like you.
Jesus
I was
Christ.
like, hey, Lauren.
Yes, I know. Young lady, come on with the point. Come on with it. Bring it on down now.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so
I had a real question, Martin.
Okay, well, Felicia, I gave you 5 minutes.
I have a real statement though. My point is the movement.
You can't cut this lady out.
Is not upset with Jamal for no reason. It's not upset for no reason. The reason is your indecisiveness between the two candidates because you're saying it's a hard decision. But Vallas had Anita Alvarez and Jerry McCall.
This on air.
Ma'am.
You
got a question, ma'am?
This ain't how black people
and I'm just saying, we want, this is accountability.
But
this is how we supposed to hold each other accountable. This is all in love. But if
you gotta send him an email. We don't put each other down on air.
This is a public conversation. This is a public conversation, and the people deserve
a quick question that matters.
Listen, ma'am. Felicia, you can't overtalk this young lady.
Let me say, hey, crowd check my 30 seconds. So let me go ahead.
Hold on, lady.
Real quick.
Hold on. He's gonna ask you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead, Jay.
All right. So the reality of the situation is that we got to do better as a people, right? And not find every reason to criticize each other, but we got to work together much better. And the reality is, there was only one movement that happened, and it was a movement of white people. And white people on the north side chose Brandon Johnson, and white people of the northwest and the southwest side chose Paul Vallas. The Black community is suffering. So it's very hard to get the Black community to feel that Harold Washington moment, right, of 35 years ago, when 90% of Black people turned out. when they've been ravaged by these systems and ravaged by mayor after mayor after mayor. So it's very hard for me to bring that Harold Washington-ish moment out when people are suffering, right? So at the end of the day, you know, there's going to be critics. I stay above the fray. My dear friend, Erica, you know, I appreciate your voice. And I know you're mad because I blocked you and I will unblock you. But let me say this, you know, we got to work together. We got to work together more. We got to be better, and we have to find ways to make common ground. Okay?
I'm just imploring you. This dude had Anita and Gary McCarthy. Vallas had Anita and Gary McCarthy at his rally, yo. You cannot, in your good conscience, stand and mix and mingle and shindig at an event with Anita Alvarez and Gary McCarthy when they helped cover up Laquan's murder, bro. This ain't a hard decision.
I hear you, but at the end of the day, you know, nobody can bully or tell me my decision, what my decision to be, because I ain't gonna tell nobody else what they gonna decision. But what I'm saying is,
okay, all right.
I have not made a decision. Therefore, there's always time.
Let me hold it. Now this is Felicia. Go with your question. I gotta go. He gotta go, and I gotta go. I'm tired. Y'all call Jay Maul. He probably.
Quick question.
Real question. Come on now, Felicia. Get straight to the point.
And this question.
Get straight to the point.
After your experience through this run, as mayor and an analyst, what do you suggest we do to get the voters up? I mean, you know, in your experience as running for mayor and as being an analyst, how do we get the voters up in our community?
Okay, that's it.
Well, we gotta start having these conversations on the off season. You know, listen, you know, people know me, right? Anybody who know me, I'm the most accessible person, right? It's easy to find me. I got giveaways. I'm at meetings, like it's easy to find me. I'm that accessible because I believe that of being amongst the people. So anybody who say anything otherwise, you know, obviously have never been a part of anything I've ever done. We have been working for many years organized. Right. Me and Crime Chaser has fought and shut down nail salons, and women would go right back into those nail salons, right?
True.
We would be outside yelling, telling them stop going to the nail salon because these Asian men will beat y'all, right? Like we have really been on the front lines in the communities for many years, but people have to be more engaged and involved. We got to start building with each other. We got to start building wealth, right? That's another thing. That's why it's key to me if whoever this next mayor is, of how we're going to create more businesses and more opportunities for people to make money. Because if we don't have money, then we can't finance our own campaigns and we can't finance our own power structure. So that's kind of where we are, of making sure we can build wealth, making sure that we come together and start building with each other and stop just looking at these one-off.
Felicia, that's it. Felicia, that's it.
Just give me a dollar amount.
You need a few $1 million.
Jamal.
But Martin, Crime Chaser, thank you for this medium.
All right.
You know, and I just want everybody to just get more involved.
You're welcome.
All right.
Thank you, bro. Peace out. I'm booting you out. All right. Listen. All right, people, y'all got to listen. When we have guests, listen. I know a lot of time we have problem with me and J Maul fall out all the time, but I'm not going to go on social media and did blah, 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 blah. So let's be careful of that, though, people. I don't want my platform to be as a springboard, but let me call some people out. I like calling folks out. But I understand the young lady, I understand your issues and all that. I understand it, but I don't think that was the appropriate place to do it. I understand your thing. And same thing you told Jay Maul, I've told him too. It can't be about just you. It had to be about the people. You know, that's the thing. But when you run for politics, it's this game that you got to play. You know, in politics, they got a game that's called.
And honestly.
Go ahead, sister. Go ahead.
And honestly, Martin, I truly respect you and your work and your platform. You're dedicated. You are dedicated to what you do, and you always make it about the stories about the people, and you always look at this show even. Yeah. You're amplifying the voices of the people. So I know you get it, and I know you've talked to him, and I know everybody's talked to him, but here's the thing. We cannot, if somebody's seeking office and public office, at some point we need to take these conversations to accountability for the people. We can't keep these little secret private. It's not a game. This is our lives. I know everybody thinks this is a game, But it's not a game. This is our lives, and it's time to get real. It's time to get 100. We don't have time for this. We are dying. We are dying. And we don't got time for no more games. We don't got no time for no more backroom conversations. It is time to get real. It's time to get raw. And it's time for us to decide what we going to do as Black people, how we going to stand up as Black people. And it's just time. And that's all. I appreciate J-Mal. I still haven't given up on J-Mal. Yeah, I could be a little tough on him sometimes, but J-Mal is no stranger to being tough either.
That's
okay?
Right. That's
so
right.
We just need to come together, and we need to be able to speak truth to power and no seeking power, even if we have a good place in our heart for them. Right. And then we need to come together to make a decision as Black people, because this election is vital.
Right. And I want to say to you, you're a young lady, right? You young, you sound young. And I want to say, if it wasn't for the young people, I mean, the young people got a lot of people out of office. They got a lot of things changed. The consent decree, the body cameras, the dash cams, Anita out, Ron Force resigned. I mean, listen, they can say whatever they want about y'all young people. I was right there. Marcus was right there. I was right there videoing. I have a lot of stuff. You guys got felonies. Y'all got all different types of stains on your records. You fought, you cried, you went to jail. I'm telling y'all, I've seen it. I've seen it. So young people, they used to tell me, they said, well, Martin, why you so different? I said, you know what? It's not about me. It's about y'all. I'm here to support you guys. And I kept that motive. You know what I'm saying? And I'm old enough to be a lot of y'all father. I wasn't trying to go to bed with the young people. I wasn't flirt with them. Seriously, y'all know that. Y'all know that. Because
you are always been nothing. Every time I've ever encountered you, you're nothing but respectful, supportive of us as young people. You are always got our back. And it's just amazing. And that's the only thing I really wanted J-Mal to understand, is that, like, it was all of us was out there getting arrested and getting our behinds whooped by CPD for Laquan McDonald. You know what I'm saying? And if we see him, like, wavering on if he's going to support a candidate that got Anita and Gary McCarthy in the rap, as a movement, we have a right to be upset by that, because we all got our behinds whooped by CPD for that victory, not just him.
J-Mal got locked up.
We are understandably upset.
Yeah. So I understand. And as a politician, it's certain things that he can't publicly say, you know, you got to be political correct. I understand, you know, more so than an activist, you know, and I understand. I'm not a politician, so that's why I won't get involved, because what it look like me running for office, and y'all used to me Black Power, Black this, and I get in the office. Hi, my name is Martin Johnson. I don't know. No, they said that ain't the Martin we know.
But that's the thing. Right. That's the thing.
I know.
That's the thing, Carl. That's what we need to change. We need to change that. We need to make it to where we can be real, because that's what's going to get people out to vote that don't usually mess with politics, because they tired of the fake stuff.
Yeah,
that's why people don't be engaged. They need like
they want to see somebody that's radical. That will motivate them to come out.
I think that
exactly.
That's what I was hoping.
He was for his people.
But that's what
he was going to do for his people first.
That's what I was hoping about J-Mal when he was running. Now, Percy, in my heart, I didn't really believe that J-Mal could win, but I wasn't going to say, I'm saying this public now, it's over. I wasn't going to tell him don't run or run for Alderman. I wasn't going to do that, because I've never been the one to discourage a young man. Now, will I take him as a son? I probably will take him as a son, because a lot of young folks that we see, man, they way, way to the right and to the left. But my point is, he's learning. Only thing I wanted him to motivate if he'd have been radical, he would have motivated young people. And them young people would have put him in there. That's all. I think he was kind of afraid. If J-Mal would have got the J-Mal that we know, that when he had activists out there and he'd have did that, oh my God, them young people would have came out. They would have got ready. They would have stood in a block long just to register to vote for him. But I told him, I said, J-Mal, if you can get 40% of young people to vote for you, you can win this thing. You can win it. And I was honest. I told him that. You can win it. Because how many young people can sit up there with political giants and go back to back and have great ideas? A lot of those debates he won because he had great ideas, but he didn't, his youthness, A lot of people say, oh, no, he too young. Well, he ain't radical. He ain't used to be no more, you know. So I understood. But I'm going to tell you, he's going to be great. If he stay focused, eventually something's going to happen for him.
Exactly.
You know, I'm going to be honest with you.
And we don't get, go ahead.
You know, I hope I'll be around to see it.
I was just going to say, and like
Go ahead, sister.
Yes, absolutely. And we don't want to, you know, give up on our youth. Like, and to me, because like I do youth organizing, I'm not old enough to be J-Mall mama, maybe his big sister, but like, you know, like it's at the same time, we don't give up on our youth. If we really mean that, then J-Mall is included in that.
Right.
However, like, you know, accountability, we still got to hold our young people accountable, help them see things. And, you know, and I do it more like a younger person. I do it through memes and social media sometimes, you know, and I mess with them. But like at the same time, I'm able to have a direct conversation with them just like I did. But I think we need to normalize that. We need to not stigmatize that. We don't need to put the respectability politics on it. Like, this is not the appropriate place. Yes, the heck it is. Yes, the heck it is. Because it's time for us to have real conversations. Our people are dying, period.
Yeah. And you know what? Let me say this, young lady. Now, y'all know I have a crime chaser platform, but I'm building a talk show platform. So I already got the crime chaser. So my point is, I said, I want this platform to be for the people. I want the people that nobody can hear, don't want to listen to it, pay attention. They can come on here freely. That's why this is live, uncut, unedited. I don't know what these people are going to say. They can get on here and cuss me out, say all types of nasty things. I don't know what they're going to say. Be honest with you. Seriously. But you know and I know what activists that's going to know, open up their page and let you talk on. They don't know nothing about you. They're not going to do it. I'm the only one out of everybody. I'll let you come in and talk freely. Just have a little respect. Matter of fact, you ain't even got to agree with me. Just respect me. That's all. And I'll listen. Sometimes I get frustrated,
but powerful.
But I'll listen.
What you're doing is powerful.
Right. So I'm leading by example, people. I don't know everything. Do I make mistakes? Yeah. Do I talk crazy sometimes? Yeah, I do. But I don't mean no harm. But I tell you one thing, if I say something wrong, I can come back and apologize in the open, in the public. It don't make no difference. I will. I'm that type of guy. I don't get it right all the time now. But one thing I do say, listen, I have perfect love for my people, and I love black people. I'm not going to let nobody from another ethnicity take that away from me. And I'm not afraid. I'm not ashamed to say I love being black. Hey, that's who I am. Hey, if a gay person can walk around here and say, this is who I am, this is how God made me, why can't I say that too? I'm black, and I'm proud of it. And no disrespect against nobody's sexuality.
Right.
That's y'all's sexuality, but I'm speaking facts. We were the ones, not gay people, was made to go to the back of the bus. We were the ones that made to drink out of black-only water fountain. We were the ones that only made on go on black beaches. So we suffered in this country. But let me say this, and I'm going to get ready to go.
Yes,
even white people, they march and protest. Black people talking about that don't work no more. Why you think the white people do it? They do it. Even the FOP, when they march against protest against Ken Fox, they rally. So it does work. Maybe you ought to say it's just not for you, or you don't want to get out there and do the work. That's what that is. Now, I commend all these young people that got out here and put the work in. J-Mall, a lot of them, Lamont, Jedediah, even if I don't get along with them guys, they put in a lot of work. They were silly on a lot of things, but they put in a lot of work. It was just more than them guys. I'm just keeping it real. 100. And I got documentation.
Absolutely. And the ladies too.
And the ladies too, because listen, I'm going to tell you, to me, the ladies fall harder than the men. I'm going to tell you, the ladies, I was at a protest one time out there at Kanika Jenkins. The ladies was on the front line going hard. I said, ladies, y'all get back and put these men up front. Man, y'all get in front. I got that on record. I couldn't take it no more. I just couldn't take it. I'm just a cameraman. I'm an old man out here with these young folks. Seriously, people. But thank you, sister.
Well, we appreciate you. We appreciate you. And just so you know, and I appreciate the show. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak and to talk with my homie J-Mall and to clear up
J-Mall Green. Okay, that's cool.
Speak to the people.
Because, hey, they came on here dogging. They said J-Mall will sell out. He supported Raw Vallas. I said, hold on, let me say this clear. Marcus, too. I said, Marcus, I'm saying this on the record. I didn't say that. To my knowledge, I don't know. I didn't know that J Maul supported nobody. He didn't make his announcement. That's what I said. So he can go back and listen to that. I made it clear. So hey, it is what it is. I want two people to say something real quick. Marcus and Dr. Sanders, and we got to get out of here. So Marcus, you first, and Dr. Sanders last. She'll take us home. Go ahead, Marcus.
Thank y'all.
Thank you so much.
Basically, like I said to J Maul, put our differences aside. Let's work together to build a better city for the future of our children. I'll go so far as to say we need to put our differences aside in America as a people and work together to build a better America. We've learned from our past what racism can do. If whites and black people came together and put these differences aside, we can make this country great. We wouldn't be having these conversations about police brutality because it would no longer exist. But we have got to learn to work together. Whitney Young and Martin Luther King didn't get along, but they still fought the same war. And they led the civil rights movement. Whitney Young was the businessman. Martin Luther King was the preacher. And he was a businessman also. But they worked together for one common cause. We're able to vote today because of those people who put their lives on the line. We're able to go in the front door of a restaurant, the front door of a mall, and not be turned around. We're able to live in any neighborhood we choose to live in, even though we still got neighborhoods like Mount Greenwood and Bridgeport. We're still able to move about in this country. We have made tremendous progress, and we can make more progress. But we as Black people have got to put our differences aside, keep our dirty laundry in the dirty laundry room, and not put it out there in the open air for the enemy to use it against us. And we have got to work together for the future of our children. Even those that don't have children, you still have children. You just don't know it.
Okay. All right, Dr. Sanders, we're going to leave it where you at. You the last one. Close us out. Bring us on home.
All right. Well, I want to encourage everyone, for all of us, as Marcus said earlier, let's get to know one another. Let's not be so quick to want to cut each other off based on our opinion. We all are entitled to our opinion because that's our opinion. But the Bible has told us, how can we say that we love God who we've not seen and can't get along right here with each other? J Maul, if you're still there, young man, yes, you're a young man, and somebody put it out there that you're a father. Congratulations on being a father. Be the best father you can be. If you feel that you can help the community, then those of us that are here, that have been here, we will help you. Come to us, we can come to you. We're open doors. Don't blow us off, and no, we're not going to block you. But we love you, young man, to continue, and all of you all that are on the sound of my voice, respect Martin. Martin is the only African-American man that takes the time to bring topics of discussions and issues to the platform. If you, J Maul, can get Martin in where he can be able to have more and more, because this is my brother. I will go back to him, left to right. We may disagree on some things, but for the most part, we have our own that is out here. What white person is going to do what Martin doing? Nothing. Gotta go to sleep because I gotta see y'all people in the hospital in the morning.
All right. Listen, Monique.
God bless.
All right, thank you. This is Monique. I said we're not singing "We Shall Overcome." I ain't never say we're gonna stop marching because I believe in marching and protest. I believe in that, but we ain't singing that "We Shall Overcome" stuff. No, I'm not singing that at all. But thank y'all. This was a great show tonight. As you know, you just never know what we expect. We got a lot of things out. Y'all know I still stand with Brandon Johnson, so I have not changed my stance with him. I thought it was okay debate to me, but both guys did good. So that's what I thought personally. But I'm still standing with I think I can identify more with Brandon Johnson first, the community-wise, and Brandon Johnson Paul Vallas' track record, it doesn't agree with me. It doesn't. And especially when it comes to the police. I'm not the one to say defund the police, but I am the one to say that, hey, police they need other resources just as well as money. Not just money. All money's not going to listen. If we're giving the police $1.9 billion and the Black community, there's no crimes being solved, something is wrong. Do you reward people for doing a good job or for a bad job? Do you give them a pay raise for doing a good job or bad job? Let that be your decision. So that means we have to go back and see what's not working. And number one thing is we have a lot of problem in the police department. We have a suicide rate that need to be addressed. Something is wrong, people. Something is wrong. We need the police now. I'm not that one. And you ain't never heard me say F12. I don't do that. But I'm going to. When a police is wrong, I'm on them. And when they're right, I'll stand with them. So, and I'm going to tell you, all you good cops out there, you are not a good cop when you see your partner or your sergeant or your lieutenant wrongly doing somebody wrong and you turn a blind eye and don't say anything. You're no longer will be considered as a good cop when it comes to situations like that. That's all I had to say. Thank y'all so much. And this is where you already know what it is. Live, uncut. Tell the truth and shame the devil. And don't forget, I love being black. Good night, everybody. Appreciate y'all. I love being black. Good night.